Good everybody, and welcome to Thursday Night Motorsport for RSRA Super 2 E-Series and the grand final for Season 2. 11 weeks and 13 races has led to this night for the Super 2 drivers. Last night we had the top 10 shootout. Jamie Davis topping the timetables there and taking home the 5 precious bonus points that he's going to be needing tonight, as Simon Vella is in hot pursuit of him for the championship win. And finishing up at Mt Panorama Bathurst, what better track to do it than down under in Australia? And let's get right into the itty-gritty business, ladies and gentlemen. Bring up those track notes for you so you can see what the drivers are in for tonight. 6.21 kilometers in length, 41 laps. It is an endurance race tonight. 254.6 kilometers in race distance, 50 kilometer hour pit speed, and 50.6 litres of fuel on board. 3 to 4 pit stops tonight, so the boys are going to have their work cut out for them in strategy. 4.7 litres of fuel burn a lap, 3 sets of tyres available for them. 9th of September 2021, 4 o'clock race start in the afternoon. So we're going to be finishing up on the sunset, which will be beautiful over the top of the mountain. 25-degree air temp, 29 degrees on the track with an easterly wind direction of 24 kilometers an hour, which is going to be playing havoc for those drivers coming down Conrod Straight. Matt Davis, Dean Reddit joining you for the booth tonight. Dean, will quickly bring you in before we bring up the championship points. 11 weeks, you've only joined us for only a handful of those, but what a championship so far it's been.
It's been great to be a part of the series back here in Super 2, and you know, probably the back third of the season I've come on board, but yeah, it's probably been the part of the season where the boys have really found their groove and started to drive really, really well. So it's been exciting to be a part of, Matty.
Well, let's see how this championship is starting to turn out for the final race of Season 2, ladies and gentlemen. It's been Jamie Davis dominating the top of the leaderboard at the moment. Simon Vella in the closing weeks of Season 2 has really fought back and closed up that lead to the Jamie Davis had to now 83 points. Robbie Bradbury in third position, Tony Gaffer in fourth, Adam Moore in fifth, Cole Zink in sixth, Stephen Martin in seventh, Jonathan Bain in eighth, David Nash in ninth, and Scotty Barton rounding out your top 10 there, ladies and gentlemen. Let those scroll on through for you as we talk a little bit more. We've had to go early tonight, unfortunately. iRacing has decided to wreak havoc on our broadcast yet again. They were meant to be doing an update last night, and someone couldn't complete their job properly, obviously, and they've had to do it again tonight. So we've had to go half an hour early, and we deeply apologize about that. But all the action is starting to really fire up now, and we've got a field that's able to turn out tonight and really turn up the heat and bring you the final round of Season 2 for the RSRA Super 2 E-Series, brought to you by Goodyear Autocare Warana, might I add, for the Bathurst 250, and we are extremely looking forward to what's going to happen tonight. The Triple Crown Championship points as well, ladies and gentlemen. Bring those up for you and see how that's no Triple Crown Championship. He doesn't. JP, we does not have that, unfortunately. We'll get those to you though at the end of the broadcast. However, warm-up session just finishing up now, Dean. Mark Turner top of the timetable in the warm-up session though with a 2:04.54. Simon Vella just behind him with a 2:04.7. So those two looking pretty racy so far. Can they do it over 41 laps?
It's they've looked pretty impressive so far in warm-up, and you know, they were in that group right behind Jamie Davis in the top 10 shootout. Perhaps the car just favours the cooler track, the setup that they're running. Perhaps that hurt them getting the performance over the one lap in the hot conditions last night, but we may see them be an extra factor in the race tonight.
An extra factor it may be. The Middle Finger boys really got that one lap pace underway, but the 41 lap pace is going to be the big question right now. Just get a quick notification on my phone, ladies and gentlemen, from our director. My apologies. I've just lost my train of thought there, Dean. I apologise about that one.
It's all good.
And ladies and gentlemen,
It's a rush start to the night, Matty.
it is a very rushed start tonight, I must admit, and it's all to do with iRacing. We blame that one on iRacing, ladies and gentlemen. But thank you very much for joining us, wherever you're watching from in Australia or around the world, on all our platforms across the SimShed Broadcasting RSRA, whether it be Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube. And we are definitely looking forward to what's going to be happening. I believe all the drivers are now within their driver briefing by the looks of it. And the safety car might be doing a sweep of the track. My timing screen has now gone blank, which means all drivers are off track now. And I think we're up to now gridding up. The sun's starting to go. Yes, all drivers are now gridding up. So we'll go blitz through the starting line for you, ladies and gentlemen, before we get underway for the final race of the season. Jamie Davis and David Nash will lead you off the front row tonight, ladies and gentlemen, followed up by Troy Allen and Simon Vella in row 2. Mark Turner, Jonathan Bain in row 3, Brian Good, Robbie Bradbury, row 4, Bruce Taddick, Benny Siren, row 5, and Timmy Mulford lining up next to Tony Gaffer out of row 6. Row 7 will see Justin Pennefather, Adam Moore. Row 8, Stephen Banks, Nathan Clive. Row 9 will see Jason Schooler, Tommy Foster, and Robert Broad, Scotty Barton rounding out our top 20 there out of row 10. Anthony Visma, Will Yesberg out of 11. Andrew Johnson, Kyle Zing, out of 16 there. No, it was 11. Out of 16, row 16 we'll see... Oh, I've completely fumbled that up. 23rd and 24th position, row 17. Andrew Johnson, Cole Zink, Stead Miller, and Stephen Martin, 18. Peter Kelly, Stephen Lawrence, row 19. And David Nash. David Nash has come apart off the race start. I wonder what's happened there. He's jumped the gun ultra early. He's going to have to bolt now to try and get that pit lane infringement underway. Jamie Davis, though, leads it through Hull Corner for the first time and up Mountain Straight. And there's no one near Jamie Davis. What has happened here, ladies and gentlemen? We don't know. We're going to have to find out from race control with this one. Did David Nash go early, or did the whole entire field miss the start? And we believe he went early. 3 Griffins, they go for the first time. There's David Nash. Jamie Davis, effectively our race leader, up into the cutting for the first time, and the dance across the mountain's going to start now. This is going to prove to him how good the track is for the next 41 laps. Through Fujitsu they come. Now down to the great Jamie Davis for the first time. Takes all the available road there is to offer. And almost cleans the wall up on the exit. David Nash now, though, through Rocky Skyline. He's got a lot of work cut out for him now. Runs a little bit wide to the dipper. That's not where he wants to be. Almost puts it in the wall. Can't see what's going back. Looks like Jamie Davis got through pretty clean. Now the run to the elbow. Jamie Davis in the tricky braking section. Gets it turned in nice and clean on cold tyres. And now the run down Conrod Straight for the first time to the Caltex Chase. This is where they need to get their cool. This is where they need to get their breath. And then start another lap. 3 minutes and 5 seconds a lap. 2 minutes, 6 seconds a lap. Going to be roughly tonight. And the boys are going to have their work cut out for them. Through the chase, JD goes. It's hard under brakes on those cold tyres. They're almost up to temp. Now the approach to Murray's for Nash. What's he going to be doing? Into the pits to serve that penalty for the jump start. So there it is. Jamie Davis effectively our race leader, leading him into Murray's to start lap 2. And Dean, not the way David Nash wants to be starting the final round for the RSRA Super 2 E-Series.
Well, we found the start difficult to get ready for, Matty, so you can only imagine what the drivers have had to go through just getting to the grid tonight. So, mate, it's scattered trains of thought, and that's the type of errors you see happen. He's taken it in on lap 1 to serve that penalty, but you know the field has got through relatively cleanly other than that, Matty. So we still got all runners up and running at the moment. No one's in and serving any repairs to damage. So very good start by the drivers.
Simon Vella looking racy early on. Want to try and mark this. Mark Turner grazes the wall. Spark fly off the... No, that's Troy Allen. My apologies. Troy Allen, my apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Turner got a bad start. That's Troy Allen. And he's grazed the wall through on the exit of Griffin. Simon Vella looking very racy, though. And And we just heard as well, David Nash Knight just went from bad to worse. He's not only jumped the start, had to serve an infringement for that, but that infringement cost him a stop and hold penalty. Stefan Lawrence, by the looks of it, in the pit lane as well. He only had a 7-second pit stop, so something happened with Stefan Lawrence there off the start. But Simon Vella all over the back end of Troy Allen now as they come through Forest Elbow and take another run down Conrod Straight. Troy Allen gets a good jump out of Forest Elbow. That gives him some breathing room to Simon Vella, but the slipstream starts to play effect now. What can Simon Vella do? He's not close enough yet. Troy Allen runs defensive in the approach to the chase. Doesn't take as much available road as Simon Vella, but Simon Vella's not close enough to have a crack just yet. But Troy Allen runs wide. He a shot on the brakes and takes a shortcut through the grass. That's going to cost him a slowdown penalty for sure. Simon Vella's through, and he's going to be allowing his teammate Jonathan Bain to come through as he closes the door on him as well.
Yeah, that was interesting. I thought he was going to let him go there into the last corner, but he's obviously been able to clear that slowdown. As Tanik's now going to go up the inside into turn one and take advantage of Jono's teammate potentially shutting him off, but no, he holds the position well coming out of turn one, Matty.
Jonathan knows we got a car around in Murray's corner. Car around in Murray's corner. Who might that be? The Goodyear Autocare Warana replay on our screen. Tommy Foster, we believe. Yes, it is. Tommy Foster goes for a run around Murray's bend. He fires it up the inside to have a look. Catches too much curb. And unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that's what happens when you take too much curb through Murray's. And if anything, you can't take any curb through there, Dean.
Hey, that's a tough corner to make a move stick. It's a very, very delicate corner for the car. It's really easy to get unsettled there. As soon as you strike that curb, unbalanced, the rear wheels just light up and just spin you around into the inside wall. So, did you notice there, Matty, the brake discs were glowing even in the daytime?
Yeah, so he must have been hard on those rear brakes there, Dean. Yeah. Mark Turner, though, fastest lap of the race so far, 2:05.62. So he's got the setup dialed in the past, should I say 24 hours to be able to get that supercar turning some very, very quick laps. Jamie Davis last time around was a 2:06.7, Simon Vella 2:07.7. So, eyes up the inside of Robbie Bradbury, gets the move done. Mark Turner has figured out this setup picture perfect and he's going to be making a move. Robbie Bradbury loses a spot to Benny Siren as well in the midst of that. Goodyear Autocare Warana replay for the overtaking to the elbow.
Easing him up here. This is brave to go down, and good on Robbie. Just probably noticed there that he was coming. Didn't close the door on him too early.
Bradbury opened the door up a little bit early, and Turner saw the they touched a little bit of a touch on the back bumper from Robbie Bradbury, and nevertheless, they've got through there nice and clean. A very, very brave move it was. Simon Vella now starting to hunt down Jamie Davis. And is this going to be enough to win the championship? The only way Jamie Davis can lose this, I did some mathematics during the day today, ladies and gentlemen. The only way Jamie Davis can lose this is if he finishes anywhere 17 positions or down from Simon Vella. And Simon Vella's finally got around. That was earlier on when Troy Allen got off, made a trip off the circuit, what we commentated on before. And that's exactly how Simon Vella got himself up in a second position and checking out now from Jonathan Bain. Jamie Davis, Simon Vella, Jonathan Bain, Troy Allen, Bruce Tanik, Mark Turner, Benny Siren, Robbie Bradbury, Brian Good, Tony Gaffer rounding out your top 10, ladies and gentlemen. And he is closing the gap to Jamie Davis on the bottom half of the track. But as soon as they get to the top, Jamie Davis lights up over the top of the mountain. And that car's looking comfortable over the bumps and grinds. Over the top of Bells, through Skyline they come now though. Troy Allen on your screen there. Jonathan Bruce Tanik. Oh no, that's Mark Turner. Then it's Bruce Tanik. Then it's Troy Allen in front of him.
So John O'Bain. Well, there goes Turner again.
Oh, Turner does the quick run down the Forest Elbow again. Get a Goodyear Autocare Warana replay of that one, ladies and gentlemen. Find out how that one went down because I just got the end of that one. And that looked like to be a little bit of a bump and run from Mark Turner. Let's have a look at this, ladies and gentlemen, and get a really good look at this, because Mark Turner's making Forest Elbow the place to be. Oh, another Shane Van Gisbergen move by Mark Turner. Just pulls it up in time.
Yeah, it looked like there was a bit of contact there. I think.
It did look like a little bit of move in the back end from Mark Turner, though, didn't it, Dean? It just
Hey there, fellas.
had the move done and dusted, but looked like just right at the end there, the back end just slightly kicked out on him and locked a little bit. It's race control will have a good look at that one, I think.
Hey, fellas,
Yeah,
I thought I'd just jump in the conversation. Yeah, look, Mark Turner's back. The back end of Mark Turner's car was on the slide going through the elbow there, which means that he did not have positive control of his car. So if race control take a close look at that, they could deem that a penalty.
Well, there we go. That's the words from the director, Dean. What are your thoughts on that one, mate?
Well, I'm going to stay my hand a little bit there, but you know, we seen him do that move. It's early in the race, you know. The guys in front of you could also do that to the car in front, and we could have all sorts of a chain reaction going on there in Forest Elbow. But you know, he relied on Bruce to basically show him some cooperation and open the door to make sure there was no larger incident in that particular scenario. So, look, early in the race, Matty, I wouldn't mind if they just called that a racing incident, but you know, it would probably come with a bit of a warning that, you know, maybe you should be a little bit more get it done a little bit cleaner next time.
Yeah, warning might be thrown across Mark Turner's radio as Troy Allen has a little bit of a lock-up. There's a car in the wall. Benny Siren's in the wall at Forest Elbow, ladies and gentlemen. Benny Siren dropping down the order. Can't do much as they all just fly by him in the elbow. Benny Siren's now dropped down at 21st position.
Bruce Tannick's dropping as well.
Johnny Barton on screen at the moment, coming into Murray's. He collects the curb. Yep. That's a given. As soon as that curb's collected, ladies and gentlemen, you can guarantee the car is going to be sent around. And Bruce Tannick's, he's dropped down the order. Robert Raw's dropped down the order a little bit as well. But Benny Siren all the way down in 21st position right now. And I saw one of the 9.5 cars at the top. If your screen were on board with the three middle finger racing boys here, and there's no more 9.5 in the top. But look at this, Simon Vella and Jamie Davis. Jamie Davis isn't going to put up much of a fight. He knows that the championship's going to be sealed and done if he stays how he is now. But he's going to make Simon Vella work for it, that's for sure. Simon Vella's looking quick across the mountain tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Last lap round, though, 2:08 from Jamie Davis. So Jamie Davis had a little bit of a wobble somewhere. Jamie Davis has had a wobble somewhere out on track. And he's going to be pushing Simon Vella now across the top of the mountain.
Yeah, that looks like, you know, going on what we were saying before, how we might have a cool track set up here for Simon's car. We know Jamie is a really, really good braker, late braker. Might be running a really positive front end on that car. And the tyre evolution at this stage is maybe catching up with him a little bit. But Simon's always slippery, always quick, and I think he's got his setup dialed in for the race.
Is it going to be enough, though, Dean, to take out the championship crown? We're going to have to wait and see. Jamie Davis just has to keep the car straight and clean. Not occur any incident points across this race. Keep the panels in good nick and just see himself across the finish line within the top 10. And he's going to be seeing himself taking out the championship win at the end of this race for Season 2 of the RSRO Super 2 Series, ladies and gentlemen. And what a season it has been. Your top 10 at the moment as it sits as Simon Vella comes through the Murray's corner to start lap 7 of 41. Simon Vella, Jamie Davis, Jonathan Bain, Troy Allen. Look, Mark Turner's in the pits. Mark Turner is in the pits. We wonder what's happening there.
We've got Bruce Tannick in as well.
We wonder what's going on there. He's now dropped outside the top 10. Troy Allen, Robbie Bradbury, Brian Good, Tony Gafford, Timmy Mulford, Adam Moore, Stephen Banks rounding out your top 10 now, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Turner is in the pit lane. On my timing screens, we'll keep you up to date. But Simon Vella with now the run up to the mountain, Dean, and he's looking racy.
Yeah, he looks good, but you know, Jamie's smart. Oh, he goes right up close to the wall there, Jamie. I was going to say he's a smart player. He knows what he needs to do. He doesn't need to take any risks, and Simon's got to let it all hang out and take the race win. That's all that's going to be good enough for him tonight. So he's got it all to do, and Jamie just needs to manage the situation. And he's in the big scenario right now where he doesn't have anyone around him, and he's running in second place. So, you know, it's a long race. Bathurst can throw spinners up at any moment. So safety car periods as well. You know, you just don't really know for sure how this one's going to play out.
So there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, brewer Mark Turner has received a drive-through penalty for the incident on Bruce Tannick in Forest Elbow. Usually we get the warning up on screen, but it's not working tonight, unfortunately, by the looks of it. So we're getting them relayed to us through our director JP in our ears, and we'll keep you up to date with any further penalties that's going to be happening. But no, Mark Turner, drive-through penalty for the incident on Bruce Tannick. But how good was that chopper cam though, Dean? As we've got, who was that just made a move on Pennefather there? Was that Stephen Banks? I believe it was, in the 777. And then Pennefather has a look back up on the inside and gets that move done in the chase. There we go. Now it's working. Car 28 contact on the 1, 2, 3 lap 4. So that's Mark Turner on Bruce Tannick, ladies and gentlemen. And that's the incident that we watched the replay of. But the chopper cam, Dean, how good does that chopper cam look going across the top of the mountain, chasing the cars, I should say?
Yeah, get a bit of a appreciation of the undulation of the track, Matty, and how they weave across the top of the mountain there. It's a good little viewpoint. Looks like Bruce Tannick's had internet issues. That's the reason why he's had to all of a sudden just disappear off our screens.
The U-picks, unfortunately, we can't explain what the U-picks mean, ladies and gentlemen, but it is Zach Havens, Dean Redditz, and myself's terminology for the NBN network. We call them U-picks, and unfortunately, the NBN world strikes again on our supercar drivers in the RSRO Super 2 series, and it's been a common occurrence this year, Dean. It's almost as if the internet plays like a real world factor of the car's electrics not working.
Yeah, it seems like it plagues someone at every time. Yeah, and we just got confirmation that Bruce Tannick's had to retire. So, look, these guys, I feel for them. They've been, iRacing seems to have just all of a sudden decided that this is going to be their time slot, and it's affected our guys in the Super 2 series quite a lot so far this season. So, you know, it's a great effort, just everyone to, at late notice, to get here and start this race. It's also affected our race control, where those guys have been down on the start of the race, hence why our calls coming through have probably been a little bit delayed, but now they're getting back up to speed. So, yeah, it's a good tribute to everyone to still get this product on the road, and we're determined to finish this race, rain, hail or shine, I think, Matty.
Well, Jamie Davis is starting to look racy now as you finish up there, Dean. And Simon Vella with a bit of a wiggle coming out of Murray's corner. 41 laps of action brought to you live tonight, ladies and gentlemen, on the platforms of Sim Shed Broadcasting. And it's going to be an extremely long race, 2 minutes a lap over 41 laps. You do the calculations of how long we're going to be sitting in this booth for. But this is just the warm-up for the big main meal and dessert for the end of the year. 12th of December, not September. My words are all over the place. 12th of December is the big dance where we watch the Super Series and the Super 2 Series combined together for the big dance around the mountain for the Bathurst 1000 to round out our year for the RSRA Series. As we've got a driver here now trying to look at that, Stephen Martin. Stephen Martin, all sorts of pressure though now on Nathan Clive as they come up the approach to the cutting. Been a bit of a lock-up It's a 4-car train here. Across the top of the mountain through Fujitsu they go. Gets a little bit close to the wall, mind you. Nathan Clive trying to take the paint off the Fujitsu corner. Indeed, quite a few drivers tonight getting nice and close to that wall.
Yeah. Yep. We're at that point as well where the tyres start to drop off a cliff. We've got Mark Turner here. Let's see if he likes his move back into Forest Elbow again this time. And he looks like he's not taking no prisoners. He's gonna have a go.
Is he gonna have a go? Yes, he does. Mark Turner with another move into Forest Elbow. He's making that his favourite move of the race. And look out for Turner in that corner. It looks like he's learned his lesson and he's waited for the door open. Stephen Banks opened up the door, and unfortunately, that's allowed Stead Miller to come on through. But Stephen Banks now with the pressure all over Stead Miller. He now has to look up the inside of the entrance of the chase. Stead Miller all over the back of Mark Turner. Mark Turner goes defensive and protects his position over Stead Miller. It's now a 3-way train. They've allowed Stephen Banks to, Nathan Clive to skip away just a little bit. Mark Turner back into the pits again, though. Mark Turner back into the pits. Is this part of the strategy, Dean?
It could well be. He's going to keep us guessing, that's for sure. I don't really know, to be honest, Matty, but yeah, we'll see. We know he likes the undercut. I haven't quite, to be honest, you've caught me off guard. I haven't done the numbers for tonight to know.
No, neither have I, to be honest, and I thought you may have done it before. We actually thought we'd have an extra half an hour to do some numbers and crunch some stuff. I got off the airways with Zach Gabin on West Bremer Radio just before and talking about Are You OK Day, and it is the 9th of September as well, ladies and gentlemen, and today is Are You OK Day, so you need to give that a bit of a plug and talk about that throughout the race as well, because it is a big talking point. It should not only just be about just one day as saying, are you okay? It should be the whole entire year and every day of the year that you should be asking someone if they are okay and checking in on your mates. There is just the number of suicides across not only just Australia and alone, Dean, but the whole entire world is way too high, and those numbers need to come down. We look at bringing a zero number case for COVID. We need to start looking at bringing a zero case for suicides, and Are You OK Day is one of those days.
Yeah, it's a good day to get some recognition out there, Matty. You know, it does creep in. We're in tough situations, tough scenarios right now, and it could be affecting people you may normally be in contact with regularly during the day, but given the current lockdown situation, you may have lost contact, and just serves as a reminder to get back in touch with those people and just make sure they're travelling all right. This situation calls for it more than ever. There
are lines out there, ladies and gentlemen, for you available for you to talk to. Lifeline, Beyond Blue, they're only just to name a few. FU Suicide as well is another one where you can message them on Facebook and chat to them if you have any issues of your own that you want to get off your chest and that you feel like you want to get off your chest, and to help you out a little bit. So make sure to always reach out if you're feeling a little bit down or if something's just not quite right, and ask your mates, are they okay? Because a simple conversation or a quiet beer over FaceTime or something can mean the difference between someone taking their life or someone being with you next Christmas. Back to the action though, Dean, and we've just ticked over. It says an hour and 8 minutes to go. That's obviously running on what the iRacing server has got to go. That's how long we have to go, ladies and gentlemen, before iRacing decide to boot us off the server, because they forgot to do their maintenance last night, and I hope they have learnt their lesson a little bit and can get their maintenance done a little bit earlier or a little bit quicker next time.
Just to chime in there, Matt.
Yeah, JP, jump in all you want, mate. It is your broadcast after all.
iRacing did their maintenance last night, but it was some smart cookie at iRacing that forgot to unlock the servers so we could actually have a full race tonight.
Oh, well, there we go. That explains the technical terms for you, ladies and gentlemen. JP's all over that one because obviously he needs to know the technical terms to bring you all the live action. We're just the very small minority, Dean and myself, very small minority in what is the team of RSRA, and we'll give a big thanks to those at the end of this broadcast if we have time. Obviously, we've obviously got to go green the whole entire race, ladies and gentlemen. No safety cars, and we know what Bathurst means. At Bathurst, safety car probability, Dean, is
incredibly high.
Incredibly high, that is. And, you know, safety cars breed safety cars, that's for sure. Simon Bell, Jamie Davis, they're in the pits. They're coming in early, followed by Jonathan Bain. So now the strategy starts to take its toll. And I believe it was 73 litres. If I do the quick calculation, if you want to do the quick calculations for me, Dean, it was 73 litres of fuel, and I think it was a 4.7 lap of fuel burn a lap, if memory serves me correct. So if you want to do some numbers like that, and we'd be able to figure out what lap numbers.
15.5 laps.
Okay, so they're coming in a couple laps early.
They're getting that one out of the way early, so that was definitely strategy from Turner to go in early the lap prior.
Yes.
So we know that's for sure now. So he's always...
Simon Bella's off the blocks. Jamie Davis off the blocks and beats him out of pit lane, but not the race to the exit officially. But nevertheless, they haven't lost much. Oh, so JD hasn't lost much ground to Simon Bella. Sorry for cutting you off there, Dean.
No, not at all, Matty. It was really interesting to note across that first stint how much pace Simon had on new tyres, and then all of a sudden they just dropped off the cliff, and Jamie was able to stick with him for a good 3 or 4 laps. So Simon really, that's the case. Simon really needs to get a move on now and try and break that toe, and really put a gap between himself and Jamie.
Well, to put it this way, Mark Turner, he was down the order in 25th position when he pitted. He is now back inside the top 10. Yes, he did pit early. He pitted on lap 9. Yes, he is on a few older tyres, but the pace coming from Mark Turner at the moment is blistering quick. And he could be making his way through the top 10 and securing himself a nice, comfortable position inside the top 10 if fuel strategy goes to his hand. Robbie Bradbury, Benny Simon, Justin Pennefather, and Adam Moore now battling it out as they come across the mountain. There they are there. Approaching Brocky Skyline, Dean, and it's a 4-car freight train behind Robbie Bradbury.
Yep, that's the boys make their way down the mountain now, and there's a lot at stake for a couple of these drivers in this Matty. In this train. It looks like Tony Gaffer at the front, Robbie Bradbury there. They're all competing for these minor places in the championship, and come season's end, they're going to be crucial. Pre-qualifying is an incredibly hard event, and top 3 guys in the championship will get automatic exemption into Split 1 next season. So there's a championship within the championship. So these guys will fight tooth and nail for every position, regardless of where they're coming in the race tonight, just to make sure that they give themselves every opportunity at that auto exemption for next season.
And it's good to see that some of them are starting to show pace, especially Tony Gaffer. We know he's been strong with his racecraft. There he is just in front of your screen there, ladies and gentlemen, the number 411. We know he's strong with his racecraft. We know he's had some good races, but unfortunately sometimes can't execute it, either due to not his own fault, due to penalty being taken out by someone else, or he's copped a penalty here and there for some incredibly hard racing. But nevertheless, Tony Gaffer starting to show some pace finally around Bathurst. He's up 7 positions. Let's go through some of the big movers. Justin Pennefather, Adam Moore, they're up 5 each. Anthony Visma up 7. Kyle Zink up 9. Stephen Martin 9 as well. Peter Kelly up 8 positions. Stephen Lawrence, who's just dived into the pits. I was about to say he made up it was nearly 15 positions there, but unfortunately he hadn't pitted yet. So now he's into the pits. He's now up 6 positions from where he started. Sted Miller up 4. Biggest loser though, David Nash. Due to that jump start, he finds himself down in 23rd position, and unfortunately the first retiree of the race, Bruce Tanning. And by the looks of it, might be Robert Brewer as well. He's down 2 laps and still in the pits 5 minutes later.
Yeah, tough start for those guys to try and make their way back. Ashley might be just catching up to the back of the train now as well. Stephen Lawrence out of the pit lane. Interesting. Tony Gaffer, Robbie Bradbury, they're 5th and 6th on track. They're also 3rd and 4th in the championship, if my memory serves me correctly. So that is a direct battle that has real championship implications. So keep an eye on that one just as the race evolves, because I believe there's only about 50 points separating those 3 drivers in that area.
50 points. It could be a good battle here.
Just
for
on that.
the final for the final positions in the championship to get that exemption into the main game. Sorry, Dan, I'm just trying to message out directly here at the same time. And multitasking, obviously, ladies and gentlemen, is not a male's forte. That is for sure, and that just got proven to you live on the airways of Simshed Broadcasting. No, and it's going to be the last final positions for the main game split for next season, leading into season 3, and a short one that we're going to have as well, ladies and gentlemen. We'll touch base more broadcast. We've just got to keep trying to go here as we've my screen's a little bit frozen here, and the NBN's starting to play up wreak havoc on my end as well, Dean. It's not the night for NBN.
No, we're getting a little bit of drop in and out, but I have managed to get the championship points up in the background. I do have Tony, Robbie Bradbury currently in third, 67 points ahead of Tony Gaffer. It is double points tonight, right? So even though they're running together on track now, there could be, if there's anything to happen to Robbie, Tony could be well positioned there to take advantage. And then Adam Moore, who's currently circulating inside the top 10, is also only 5 points back from Tony Gaffer. So,
it's a three-way battle.
It's a three-way battle. If anything happens to Robbie, those two are there ready to take advantage of it.
And then it's going to be an all-out battle to the end between Gaffer and Moore, ladies and gentlemen. And how about that? Thank you very much, Dean Reddit, for bringing up those very important championship points for us to bring you the content and to really give you the insight if you've been following along for the season as well. And we do appreciate our long-time followers as well, and thank you very much for always tuning in, week out. But none of this would be possible without our drivers for showing up on track. And Dean, for such late notice, they only got notice at 5:30 tonight, or 5:30 this afternoon, I should say. 6:30 or 6:30 this afternoon. That the race was going to be going half an hour earlier. We've still had a 29 car field, or 28 car field, 29 including Craig Schultz, our safety car driver, who we are yet to still see and hopefully don't see. But a 28 car field has turned up for tonight's race. That's for 45 minutes or not even half an hour notice to get online and start your practice laps before the race. That's a very good showing.
Yeah, it's great flexibility and good on the drivers for staying in contact there on socials to work out what exactly was happening. And, unfortunately, there's been a few guys that have, through no fault of their own, Matty, have had to miss out on probably a race that they was really looking forward to. There was just really nothing else we could do. And we've managed to bring a race to everyone tonight that hopefully people can sit back and enjoy. Wrap up what's been a great season. It's always special to go around Bathurst for the last round of the season, and there'll be a champion crown tonight. So, commiserations to those guys that missed out, but the guys that churned up, it's a great effort for them.
Well, there's one more chance for those drivers that did miss out tonight, and that's on the 12th of December, ladies and gentlemen. But at the moment, we've got Tony Gaffer, Robbie Bradbury, Benny Siren, Mark Turner, Justin Pennefather, and now Adam Moore in the mix of it. This is a fight for 5th position inside the top 10 from 5th to 10th. This is a fight for 5th, or was a fight for 5th on our screen. And we've all called back up to Tony Gaffer, but now on our screen right now, you've got the 777 of Stephen Banks with Anthony Visma just behind him in the switch panel entry. And Kyle Zink on the back bumper there with Timmy Mulford just in front of those guys as he approaches Forest Elbow. Plucks it back to first gear, gets the car pulled up, pulls it up in a second, and now shoots it through the firewall on the right pedal and makes his way down Conrod Straight. Lap 15 of 41, ladies and gentlemen. They're slowly ticking away. We're slowly ticking away to the final laps for the Season 2 of the RSRA. Jamie Davis is still putting immense pressure on Simon Vella, though. He's not going to make Simon Vella get away that easy.
Look at this into the...
Oh, look at this. 2 wide coming into Murray's. 2 wide. Benny gets high on Siren, on Bradbury, and Turner gets past on Bradbury as well. This is now going to promote Justin Pettifather in the whole corner up the inside of Bradbury. What can Pettifather do? Fires it up the inside. Robbie Bradbury loses 3 positions for the price of 1.
Oh, what a great little exchange.
And now Adam Moore wants to get in amongst it all. Let's get a Goodyear Autocare Warana replay this one, ladies and gentlemen. Dean, talk us through it.
Oh, this is too wide right out of the chase here. And they're jostling for position under brakes. And Benny Siren's just got his car to the inside, gets it pulled up. No contact. Well done to the boys. And Mark Turner there to take advantage of Robbie's compromised line. And you know, he's starting that recovery drive now. And he's going to keep the attack going into turn 1. And Benny just holds him off. So some great racing there, Matty, from the boys in the train.
Benny Siren even copped a little bit of curb coming through Murray's there as well, Dean, and was able to recover it and still get away from Robbie Bradbury and Mark Turner and Justin Pennefather now have gone through and have left Robbie Bradbury in their dust a little bit. So Robbie Bradbury not feeling too comfortable now after that little excursion, or not, should I say excursion, but that freight train.
Yeah, well, we
through
see
Murray's corner.
We see Benny and Mark in the top 10 shootout last night, and I think, you know, Benny didn't have the lap that he wanted, but we still looked at each other after his lap and said, that's a car to watch tomorrow night. And I think you're seeing now why we both said that about Benny. The 9.5 boys looks like they've got a really good setup on their car for this round. And, you know, perhaps Robbie just might have just thought, you know, hey, these guys are going to put a lot of pressure on Tony. I know where my championship position is. I know where my rival is. And let's see how he handles the pressure from these guys.
Well, if Robbie Bradbury drops too many more positions, which he may be doing soon, Adam Moore all over the back bumper of him as he comes down Conrod Straight. But if he loses a couple more positions, that could be his championship done. So he's going to have to manage those positions to Tony Gaffer. It is double points tonight, ladies and gentlemen. That means the first position there is 300 points on offer as Tony Gaffer runs a little bit wide. That promotes Benny Siren and Mark Turner. What's going to happen here? Mark Turner plays the safe card, tucks up in behind, but Tony Gaffer runs wide and lets him through. And Justin Pennefather. Now it's a race between Gaffer and Bradbury again.
It's come right back to square one, and Turner's pushing Siren all the way up the hill.
Turner now goes to the inside. He's going to have a look in Griffith and get it done. That's going to promote him back up to P5 if he gets it done. Benny Siren, can he hold the outside? Yes, he can. Can he get the run? No, he can't.
He nearly did. That's nearly impossible to hold it around the outside there, especially with the marbles.
I don't think I've only ever seen that done once before, and that was on live television, and what an absolute move that was. I believe that was one of the AAA boys. It might have actually been even Craig Lowndes holding it around the outside there, from memory, if memory does serve me correct.
Yep, confirmation it was Craig.
Well, it was confirmation Craig Lowndes. We're just trying to getting from the HRT, and we're getting confirmation of who the driver was that he made that move on. But it was Craig Lowndes. The memory does serve me correct there, Dean. And Dick Johnson racing car driver as well. We just get confirmation. So we're trying to figure out who that was. John Bow it was. That's the one. John Bow. It was Craig Lowndes on John Bow through that corner, Dean. And it was a move for the ages, and that's the only time I've ever seen it done in real life. And we've almost just watched Benny Siren do it in the sim world. So Benny Siren's tried to do the Craig Lowndes. If he hadn't made it stick, I would have started calling Craig Lowndes for the rest of the race, because that would have been move of the night, I think.
He just didn't give it up easy, did he? He made Mark Turner work for it. Mark is pure aggression so far at the start of this race. He looks like he's prepared to pass this field twice if he needs to get back to the front. So he's done most of it very, very well as well. So
Scotty Stevens gave us a little bit of a comment as well, ladies and gentlemen. Scott, mate, we've got a question for you if you want to answer it. What year? A little bit of trivia. What year, ladies and gentlemen? And Scotty, what year was that move done on John Bow by Craig Lowndes? We'll see if we can get back to that one. Thank you very much, JP, for relaying that comment to us in our ears. Whilst we wait for that answer, ladies and gentlemen, they've just started another lap. So we'll talk a little bit more here, Dean, before we decide to get the viewers at home to turn the volumes up to maximum, whether it be 100, 150, 200, or even 1,000, and listen to Jamie Davis is now backed off Simon Vale, but we'll get on the 1994. He's too quick. that a little bit of Google helping you out there. Goes, oh no! Bradbury gives. That wasn't Bradbury.
Banks.
That was
Banks.
Banks.
And Zeke.
That was Stephen Banks and Zink having a little bit of a coming together. So Banks gives Zink a little bit of a rub. Visma rubs up against the Fujitsu wall. They're about to go for a hot lap with one of our main lead drivers, Simon Vella and Jamie Davis. The action turns up across the top of the mountain. Wherever you look, ladies and gentlemen, there's always a battle going on Mt Panorama Bathurst. As Banks has a little bit of a lock-up, he runs a little bit wide through the Bronco skyline. Into the dipper they come. The car lifts right off the ground through there. And now they run down to the elbow. It looks like they've sorted themselves out now. Big lock-up though from Zing. And as I was saying, Dean, let's get the viewers on board to Simon Vella, who's now currently skipping away from JD a little bit. And we'll get them to turn the volume up as high as they can do it. And we'll go for, oh, he's just started his lap. We'll go for a flying lap though with Simon Vella, ladies and gentlemen. Turn it right up. Simon Vella at work, ladies and gentlemen, as he's slowly pulling away from, trying to slowly pull away from JD, who's currently chasing down the position. Jonathan Bain, Troy Allen, Mark Turner, Pennefather, Robbie Bradbury, Gaffer Moore, and Good. Rounding out your top 10 there, ladies and gentlemen, so far. And Dean, it's apart from a little battle pack here and there, it's sort of they've sort of plateaued out a little bit and found their groove finally. Yep,
well, we're in this management phase of the race now where, you know, drivers are now trying to figure out what exactly they need to do to get home. Just Adam Moore on Tony Gaffer. Into turn one, he's going to have a side-by-side run up the straight. But yeah, these guys are now managing, they're contemplating fuel numbers and stops. The best way to get home is. And, you know, is this race going to go the distance, essentially, with the time frame that we've been offered with iRacing? So, you know, plenty of things to consider. And Adam's done a really nice move there around
the outside. That's a beautiful move by Adam Moore there, ladies and gentlemen. Around the outside of Tony Gaffer. And Gaffer just gave him enough room to get it done on the outside and get him back onto the racing line. And Gaffer obviously in the management phase now, well and truly, to try and see himself to the end of the race. Whether we go time certain or not, as Dean mentioned, we're just going to have to watch and see, ladies and gentlemen. But if we do go time certain, we do apologise that you don't get the full 41 laps. And you can put your complaints into iRacing.com. And we're going to be letting them have that all night long. Because it ruins our enjoyment as well, Dean. It's not just enjoyment for the drivers and the challenge. It ruins our enjoyment in the booth. We're very passionate about what we do up here in the booth, ladies and gentlemen. And an X-Race and myself, and who was that got extreme? Was that Nathan? It wasn't Clive. That would
Scotty Barton. Was it Scotty
That was
Barton,
Scotty
wasn't it?
Barton, got a little bit close to the wall by the
Or
looks of
Peter
it.
Kelly.
Or Peter Kelly. No, it was Peter Kelly, the last car. So I think Peter Kelly got a little bit close to the wall there, ladies and gentlemen. But an ex-racer myself and a current Super Series racer, Dean, we're extremely passionate about what we do up in this booth. And Dean, you'd be able to support me on that one. It's almost as much fun commentating these guys than it is actually sitting behind the wheel.
Absolutely. Grand final week as well at Bathurst, so it's like it's our big week that we look forward to. Scotty Barton now in the tow down Conrod Straight. That's sure, I believe, from Central Motorsports. He looks like he's got the move somewhat done. Yep, and goes defensive there into the chase nicely to cover it off and cement that position.
And runs it through, takes a little bit too much curb on the exit, but manages to cement his move there and take out 15th position over Schuller. And at the moment, Timmy Mulford on your screen there, ladies and gentlemen, running his own lonesome race there in 9th position. Cole's just behind him 3 seconds down the road. Battle pack here, though. This is between Moore, Gaffer, and Good, ladies and gentlemen. As they run up to Griffins for another time, lap 21 of 41. 44 minutes to go in the race.
And it's, Robbie Bradbury's been able to drop this train that he was essentially stuck in as well. So we've seen him get shuffled to the rear of it, and now he's gone right through them all and pulled a 5-second lead. So it's obviously some more battling taking place here. And
there has been some more. Robbie Bradbury's really checked out and is chasing down Troy Owen. Troy Owen's on his lonesome as well. Jonathan Bain, he's got his teammate Troy Owen for a little bit of company. He's only 1.4 seconds abreast from him down the road. So Bain, Owen and Bradbury running their own little race here mid-race for the Bathurst 250, brought to you by Goodyear Autocare Warana as well, ladies and gentlemen, for the final round of Season 2, the RSRA Super 2 E-Series. A little bit of a lock-up for Gaffer as he comes into the elbow. Has a little bit of a squirm coming out as he runs down Conrod Straight for another time. And it's really now just formation laps for these boys to get through to the next pit stop and get the fuel strategies and try and get the undercut or the overcut. 2 pit stops. The people have taken 2 pit stops so far. Turner, Siren, Pennefather, and Stephen Lawrence. Troy Owen just taking his second now.
Yep, we've seen Pennefather come in the previous lap. Brian Good there put in a really nice lap last night in the top 10 shootout. He's looming up on the back of Tony Gaffer. He may have just missed it out on the start there, dropped a few, and he's coming back into the fold now. So potentially one to keep an eye on there, Matty, because I think Brian's got a bit of pace under the hood of that car.
He's looked racy. He's now all over Tony Gaffer as Adam Moore's decided to dive into the pits. So now it's a duel between Gaffer and Good. And here we go. He's having a look at Mountain Straight. He's now up the inside of Gaffer. Gaffer goes to the left-hand side of the road and allows Good by. He's not going to put up the fight mid-race. He's going to wait to the end to get racy. But Good goes through with ease. So Good through on Gaffer.
Yeah, there's been a few rounds this year where Brian's sort of caught my eye a bit in his drive and how that's come on. I raced a bit against him last season, running as a privateer he was at the time. And, he's definitely come on a lot this season, picked up some good pace. So I would expect him to start shuffling forward in this field. I think there's a little bit more there than what sort of his position is telling us.
A little bit of fuel saving from the drivers as well, Dean, you reckon?
Could possibly be, mate. Just with Tony, whether his tyres are now struggling to hold on or something like that. He had good pace there early in the race. There's definitely a few strategies at play, Matty. They're not all on even fields here at the moment. So, Brian probably did take a good opportunity there to do some fuel saving. So, look, we're in this tightrope phase where we're not real certain which strategies each guy's deploying at the moment. All we know is they're not all on the same one. So we just got to wait and see how the cookies crumble, so to speak.
Well, in the process of you talking, Dean, we've got Ballard, Davis and Bain into the pits. Does Robbie Bradbury follow suit as well? He's 19 seconds down the road from those guys.
He's in.
Davis and Val are in the pits now. They're in their pit bay. Good and Gaffer follow suit as well. Bradbury as well in. Rolford in. It's the round of second pit stops for your top 10 by the looks of it, ladies and gentlemen.
And
Looks to be a 12-lap stint for these guys. So it's about 12 laps these guys are getting out of a tank. Is this part of the fuel strategy to run a bit long? It's at the end. We'll have to wait and see. Valor out of the pits first. Davis follows.
We might have a little bit of a revised fuel tank load here, mate. I'm just trying to clarify whether there was anything put up. Because yes, they are certainly running a shorter fuel window at the moment.
I might have, I did say don't. My memory wouldn't serve me correct on this, but yeah. I believe the boys they might be having a little few less liters than what we think.
Yes, they're on a 46% capacity. So if there's 111 liters in a full tank, they're running at around about 50 liters. So as opposed to the 73
that I proposed. So that would then definitely put them down to 12 laps. So that would be why they're pitting around this time. So they're doing the long stints regardless, and just going to play the safe game by the looks of it.
Yep. So just a bit of an amendment there. So, but you know, you say Jamie's just hung on to the back of Simon here. He's playing it so well at the moment in terms of what he needs to do to maintain his championship position, which is at the top. And Simon's doing everything he can possibly do, which he knows he's got to go out and win the race. And he can't shake Jamie, and it'll be frustrating him for sure.
Oh, he'd be very frustrated right now. JD, though, in the slipstream of Simon Vella. He's not going to be making two dive straight move because he's got the championship to think about. He's going to be wanting to race clean, but he's going to have a look anyway. Jamie Davis doesn't want to play follow the leader anymore by the looks of it, ladies and gentlemen, after this pit stop. He had to look up at the inside of the chase, couldn't get it done. So he's going to have to hunker in behind Simon Vella again, but we know Simon Vella's good on the tyres.
We can sit there and say that Jamie only needs to do this and he only needs to do that for him to win the championship. But when there's a race win on offer, Matty, you can't tell me that as a driver yourself, you wouldn't go, I'm gonna take every opportunity I can to win it, regardless.
You want to take the double. You want to go for a race win and the championship win in the same night. And the way that he's looking in the Triple Crown at the moment as well, he could be on to take the trifecta on the final night. The Triple Crown, the Triple Crown Championship, the Season 2 Championship, and the final race win of the season. But we know Simon Vella's good with his race pace, and JD has got his work cut out for him tonight, ladies and gentlemen, to be able to do that one. I believe Vella is currently leading the Triple Crown Championship as well. So, what's that going to do with points? We're going to have to wait and see. Wait for the championship points to tick over.
Yeah, absolutely, Matty. And, you know, we had a good opportunity to speak to Jamie last night after the top 10, and he said, "Well, we've got it figured out where I need to go, where I need to finish," and you know, we won't reveal that. But you know, right now he's not racing like someone that's calculated that. He's racing for the victory, and you know, I'd do the same if I was in his position. So.
Oh, you got to go for the race victory. It's Bathurst. It's the final round of the season. He knows that he's got the pace over Simon Vella around here. It was obvious last night.
Whoa!
As we said that, the commentators curse strikes Jamie Davis, and he has a moment through Forest Elbow.
Oh no! I thought I seen the back end step out just briefly before the corner, and I was holding my breath for him to come into view, and he did in a cloud of smoke. He's kept it pointed in the right way.
Let's run a replay of that one, ladies and gentlemen, because that was a wild moment for Jamie Davis as Vella has a big lockup.
He's going to let him back into it. Well, now we've got 3 MFR cars going at it.
The 3 middle finger racing boys are going at it down Conrod. Mark Turner's having a look up the inside of Bain. That's going to be 4th position for Turner if he can get it done. Bain holds suit.
Yeah, it's just saying Troy Allen's got past John O'Bain there in that lap.
Oh, Troy Allen, sorry, my apologies. There's too many middle finger racing cars there. The 105, the 019, and the 28 with, I believe that's the 024. That's Ted Miller in the background. He's currently 2 laps down. Retirees of the race so far, Bruce Tunning and Robert Raw. Our retirees, Ted Miller, Will Yersberg, currently going around 2 laps and 1 lap down.
The MFR guys are working well as a team here together. They've all three cars have had good pace. All three cars were in the top 10 shootout last night. So it's been a really good final round for these boys. Jono's been very strong here at Bathurst, running up a few positions on his average for the season. So look, they look like they've spent some time here this week doing some practice, developing a good set. And they're just going to settle themselves down. Jono was having a really good run there in third spot. So it doesn't look like he's going to step out of line and try and take it back straight away. They've all got pace. And we know Mark might just rein himself back in here.
He might just. He is out of sync on pit stop, so just remember that one as well, Dean. But Jonathan Bain so far in his almost highest finishing position. I think his highest finishing position was actually third, and he's banked himself one podium. I'll have to confirm that one with you in the official sheets there. I know you're good with your technical stuff. That you've got the memory of I want to say goldfish, because they've got a very, very poor memory. I'd say you got a memory of Albert Einstein, because you're good with all that technical side of things, and I'm extremely poor with that. Being one of the lead commentators, you'd think I'd be all over that, but no, that's what co-commentators are for, ladies and gentlemen. They do all the technical side of things, and that allows them to pipe in a little bit and get their voice box on the airways, I suppose, and get a little bit of airtime as well. But at the moment, it's Bella Davis, Alan Bain, Turner, Pennefather, Siren, Mort, Bradbury, Good still rounding out your top 10, and Gaffer just outside the top 10 there. Everybody cycled through for their second pit stop so far. We're lap 26 of 41 for the final round of the RSRA Super 2 E-Series, brought to you live from Mt Panorama for the Goodyear Autocare Warana Bathurst 250 on the airways of the SimShed Broadcasting, or the platforms of SimShed Broadcasting, should I say, and the RSRA. Bain looking racy against Alan now.
Yeah, I wonder if Alan's got a bit of straight line, a bit of aero there with a big scrape up the side of the car. Look, yeah, just going back to what we were talking about before, if Jono did get on the podium this season, it would have been at Laguna Seca in the Super Sprint round. He finished fourth overall that night. So that potentially could have been his only other podium finish this season. So looking good.
He's looking good for another podium. If Mark Turner doesn't have anything to say about it, but Jonathan Bain, he's one that I've loved to watch race. I've definitely helped him over the weeks. Mark Turner takes the crate and then some, and rubs the Mustang up against the wall. That's cost him a little bit of time. Not much, though, to his teammates. It's a trio of middle finger racing boys here at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, as they come through the dipper and make the run to Forest Elbow.
Yeah, that's cost Mark some time.
That's definitely cost Mark some time across the top of the mountain there. That's Timmy Mulford. Mulford at the top of the mountain has come to grief, and the engine is pouring smoke. Goodyear Autocare Warana replay, ladies and gentlemen. We'll find out what happened. He's coming up through Fujitsu and just missed the apex a little bit. Oh, he didn't miss the apex. He's had a big moment. Big slide.
Oh, yeah, that's some damage.
Oh, and then almost takes out one of the 9.5 boys in the middle of it. That was Kyle Zink. Kyle Zink had a big moment across the top and got into the grass. You can see the tyre tracks across the grass there. But Timmy Mulford is now in limp mode. Back to the pits. Yeah. Can he get it back?
If that engine goes, it could be our first safety car period tonight, Matty, and we could get a bunch back up, but he's going for now. He could get home.
The only way to do this now, Dean, it would be to clutch and roll down Conrod Straight as fast as he can and get it back to the pits. That's his only opportunity right now as we go back to the middle finger racing boys. And Alan and Bain are looking extremely racy. Mark Turner has dropped off the pace. He's 1.7 seconds behind now, 1.8. Big slide by Alan. They've come through Griffins.
Yeah, that's telling for Mark Turner. I wonder if he's picked up some straight line there. I don't know whether these guys have still got fast repairs up their sleeves or not. Maybe you might be able to confirm for me, but you know, just Jono, obviously really hard worker behind the scenes for the series, chief race control. It's even managed to get his wife involved in race control. So he deserves a medal for that, as far as I'm concerned. And we thank her, Cheryl, for everything she does for us, attracting someone that's not on the iRacing service to come in and help out. So it's fantastic for us to have her on board, and she's had a few health-related issues this year, so we hope that she gets a speedy recovery and we can see it back here for the start of season 2.
Well, for someone that didn't like cars, the comments out of Cheryl's mouth was, and this was relayed to us from Jonathan Bain off the airways on after Tuesday night's race. We had a little bit of a not a meeting, but a catch up between some of the drivers and race control stewards and commentators on Tuesday night. Ladies and gentlemen, sat down with a couple of cold ones and caught up on what was the Super Series for this season, the 12 weeks of Tuesday night motorsport. And the words from Jonathan Bain's mouth was, Cheryl came to him and said, well, if there's no way to spend time with you, I guess I'm just going to have to join what you do and jump in race control. So that's exactly what she did, and she's found herself a new home, and she's always welcome back in race control. She does an amazing job at what she does.
Is that a
And
car? Sorry to
is
interrupt. Is there a car off in the infield back there? I thought I seen someone facing the wrong way.
Rolford's off track at the moment.
He's pulled it up, I think. I think he may have pulled it up just at the exit of the chase.
Oh, he has too. So he's
off track.
No safety car. He's pulled it up behind the tyre barriers. Race control team, that's safe. Good on Timmy Mulford. Good on Timmy Mulford for getting it out of the way. That's going to allow us to go green. Obviously, local yellow sectors through the chase while they try and remove that car. It is the fastest point of the racetrack as well, and in Australian motorsport history, ladies and gentlemen, 290 kilometres an hour through there as they come into the chase and flick it right to jump onto the brakes. And what a corner it is. You've got to really be committed to run the car deep under brakes and not take too much to cause a lockup. Bella at the moment is now checked out over Davis, 3.1 seconds.
Yeah, you certainly don't need a car moving slowly in that section of the racetrack as well, because that'll scare you as you come around the corner, around the kink, to find a car all of a sudden doing 50 kilometres an hour. So Jimmy's done well to keep it out of the road there. And now,
very, very well.
Now Velic looking after that Jamie Davis mistake to essentially break the toe and drive away here.
Yeah, he's broken the toe, all right. He's now 3.3 as they come through the final bit of the chase and into Murray's. And through Murray's they come now on my screens. And it's 3 seconds as they go across the line. But at the moment, the 9.5, I believe that was a 9.58. That's Kyle Zink, I believe. No, it's Benny Siren. Benny Siren with Justin Pennefather just in front of him as they come through the kink into the Caltex chase now. And just behind them is Adam Moore and Robbie Bradbury. Bradbury all over the back of Moore now. And then just coming through shot there, Brian Good. So Bradbury's finding a little bit of pace now. He got freight trained earlier on. He's going to try and start clawing his way back to cement himself well inside the top 10. This is going to be for position 8 if he gets around Moore.
Yeah, the shiny KFC livery's looking good there. He's kept that thing nice and clean. So he's obviously playing the long game. He didn't get panicked by the guys getting around him there earlier in the race when we were on board with that big freight train. And he's now reaping the rewards and coming forward. So looks like another tidy race for Robbie Bradbury, which has just been his calling card all season, Matty.
It has been. He's been keeping it clean. There's big pressure now from Peter Kelly over Stephen Banks. We haven't seen much of Peter Kelly, and if we have, he's usually been off the track. But now he's looking racy. He's all over the back of Stephen Banks as they make the approach to Hull Corner. Now they run up the mountain straight. Can Peter Kelly get it done with into Griffins? He's only 0.1 away. He's got the toe. Banks runs defensive. Kelly's going to try the Craig Lowndes and go around the outside. This is going to be one to watch, ladies and gentlemen. How committed can these two drivers be? Banks comes across the front of Kelly. Kelly can't get the move done.
Yep, Banks has got him defended. We've got David Nash joining the back of this battle now as well, as he tries to recover after that jump start at the start of the race. So he'll be looking to get through these guys and potentially slower cars on him. You see coming right up now. So this is just starting to sweeten up nicely here as we come across the top of the mountain.
Nashie in recovery mode. All over the back of Peter Kelly now. That's going to allow Banks a little bit of breathing room because Kelly's going to be watching the mirrors. Across the top they come. Very wide by Peter Kelly. Nashie, very, all over the track. He's in the left mirror. He's in the right mirror. He wants to make a move somewhere. There's nowhere to do it across the top of the mountain.
It takes a brave soul to try one there, I can tell you, Matty.
Oh. If he had done one in the skyline, that would have been the move of the year, I think. Big lock-up, though, by Kelly and Banks at the same time. Smooth by Nashie, though. Wasn't smooth off the race start, unfortunately.
He had a big jump off the race start. And we've got Benny Siren in. This could be potentially the start of the last stop, Matty. 11 laps to home, so...
Nash up the inside of Kelly, and holy hell. Around Kelly, he goes like he was standing still. Now he's going to chase after Banks. And the start of the third, and what may be the final stops as Nash comes in now, is underway. Look to see Vella and Davis start to pit and lead the rest of the field in. Lap 30 of 41, ladies and gentlemen. And at the rate we're going at the moment, we aren't going to get the full 41 laps. The drivers don't know this because they're too focused on the race, but us in the booth and at home, we're going to be seeing it. We're going to be going time certain tonight, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a shame for these guys. They deserve a big finish to the season. So, look, we'll do our best and give them what they deserve. But, you know, Matty, well, we've got a moment here on board with the leaders, and you know, we expect them that they might be coming in this lap. Certainly next lap, if that's the case. Simon, as he has done so much this season, is going to go longer stint. Mate, just a quick note for yourself. You've been the voice of this series now for 2 seasons, so who's caught your eye this season outside of our normal regular protagonists in Simon Vella and Jamie Davis? Is someone that you think maybe might threaten in the pre-quali next season?
You really put me on the spot. The league commentators don't really get much of a question.
Yeah, I thought I predicted you a question.
You put me on the spot with this one, mate. As Nathan Clive gets out of the way there for Jamie Davis. Biggest driver this season to watch come up. I've always been a fan of Tony Gaffer all season long. The racecraft that he shows, he's always finished inside the well within a race. He was competing for a promotion into the next round of championship, contending for next season for the Super Series. So one to watch in pre-qualifying would definitely be for me Tony Gaffer. We see him, he's currently circulating in 9th position at the moment, but he's a super clean racer, and one that I really love watching to race as well, and I can't wait to see what Season 3 holds for that man. Whether it be in the Super Series or the Super 2 Series, either way, he's going to have another cracking championship, and probably second driver would be Mark Turner. He's a newcomer to the series, and he's showing some excellent race pace. He was mixing it up with Vella and Davis, and he took out an absolutely amazing strategic win one round, and just was the only car to, I think it was the first car to pit under safety car at the start of the season, and that's when he really caught my eye then. So definitely Gaffer and Turner's one to watch for pre-qualifying, I think.
Mate, Mark Turner's been super impressive. Just the way he's come on this season in pace, and he also has obviously a bit of that mental capacity to think outside the box and do things that other guys haven't thought of. So some really good traits there for him, as he, I'm sure, no doubt, will be looking to push into Super Series next season.
Scotty Barton on your screen, ladies and gentlemen, as he comes through the dipper there. But no, Mark Turner is one to watch out for all drivers. He's coached by the nephew Kai Turner, who we know is extremely quick, and Mark Turner is only going to get quicker and quicker as it goes on. Alden Pennefather now in the pits as Vella and Davis go to start lap 32, or they've already started lap 32, so they're going to be coming in most likely this lap. They would have done a little bit of fuel saving, but they've checked out over Bain and Allen. 22 seconds back to Bain. That's how far Vella and Davis have checked out, but Jamie Davis has caught back up to Vella. Vella must have had a little bit of a wiggle somewhere, or actually, my apologies, he hasn't had a wiggle. Jamie Davis has turned the wick up. At 2:05.79 plays at 2:06.57 in the final laps for the second stop. And Jamie Davis wants to close in on Simon Vella to try and take the race win and the championship win. He's got one hand and 3 fingers on it at the moment. After this pit stop, it's 1 hand and 4 fingers. And then after the final lap, and he comes across the line in one piece, and providing he's still in the position he is, he's going to have both hands firmly cemented on that trophy for season 2. And that's going to be playing in the back of his mind for sure.
He spent a long time in the tow here on Simon Vella as well, so let's look for a potential shorter stop from Jamie Davis with only needing to take on less fuel from that saving he might have done behind Simon earlier in the race. So we're going to stay out. Well, Simon's certainly staying out for another lap. So
Vella and Davis stay out. What's this going tyre point of view as well? We know they had 3 sets of tyres, Dean. What's tyres on a hot track? What's that going to do to them tonight?
It does a lot around Bathurst, regardless of whether it's hot or not. Yeah, I think JD's time is now. Strike while you have a chance of an undercut. Because you can potentially get the move done off the racing circuit, so he doesn't need to risk any damage to his car or any contact with the walls. So yeah, I think we know Simon likes to run long in the clean air, but I think hey, with the lead that Jamie's got, what's he got to over 3rd place? He should just risk it all now and go for the undercut, I think.
Oh, it'd be the time to do it, that's for sure. The undercut has worked for everybody in the past. He's now under a second behind Simon Vella as the sun starts to set now over Mt Panorama, and you can see the sun creaming on the walls there. The shadows are going to grow longer and longer as the laps tick by. We don't have much time left though, ladies and gentlemen. Just going to click over 25 minutes to go. 23 to be precise of the race server time. Big lock up over the top of the mountain there by somebody. It wasn't Vella, it might have been someone in front of him. Through the dipper they come. This is going to be dire moments now for Davis. He has to make time up here to get him into the pits. He has been fuel saving in the slipstream. There's a car ahead of him. That's Vella's teammate Stephen Banks. So JD has to catch up now to get the undercut done on pit lane. The overtake made on pit lane. It's going to be a race on pit lane, I believe.
He's in a good spot, but he's caught right back up in this lap. So even if they both go in together, let's see whether they both need to take the same amount of fuel. I'm tipping that Jamie could be less fuel required. So we're going to keep an eye on it here. And Vella
and Davis into the pits.
Yep.
Let's watch the race on pit road, ladies and gentlemen. This is the big moment right now. Into the pit lane they come. Pit limiters on. Brake lights are on. Davis, look at the time he made up on a pit lane there. Look at the time. What's that? Sorry, JP?
He may have sped going over the line. Let's hope not.
Maybe. iRacing do allow a couple Ks over as you cross the control line. But was he too much over? Did Vella close off too much speed first? Up on the jacks they go. Tyres and fuel. Who comes down first?
Vella's down.
Davis going for the long stop. Davis went for an ultra long stop. 19 seconds plays 21 seconds. And that's gifted Vella a 3-second lead. Obviously, Jamie's taken on a little bit more fuel. He had to have taken on a little bit more fuel. He's planning on a big burnout at the end, most likely. And that could result in a longer pit stop.
Well, we've got Jono still going around again in 3rd place here. So he's doing the extra long stint here and trying to get back potentially 3rd position. Overall net once he completes his 2nd stop. But, surprisingly, Davis there with a slightly slower stop on Simon Vella when we thought maybe some fuel saving might have kept him with a good shot at getting first place. But you know, Simon's summed it up perfectly. He might have someone in his ear telling him that, hey, this might go race certain or time certain, so you may not be full amount of fuel on for your last stop.
Well, that's very true as well. That's one thing I did forget. JD's not going to be able to complete his victory burnout, and JD might have just fueled to the end. So it's a very good point you make there. And obviously, it's the servers are going to shut down at 9 o'clock or just before 9, ladies and gentlemen. So even if iRacing didn't do any maintenance and the servers did go up, the server would shut down regardless. So iRacing, fix your issues, please. And we tell you that every season, or should I say nearly every race, to fix the issues, not only with the supercar, but with everything else as well. Valor, Davis, Bain, Siren, Turner, Pennefather, Bradbury, Moore, Good, and Gaffer. Jonathan Bain, though, third position, ladies and gentlemen. Third position for the chief steward in race control on Tuesday night. And he's sitting there pretty comfortably. I'm not going to give him the commentator's curse. He's 9.4 seconds ahead of Siren.
Oh, today
Something's happened to Alan, though.
I got that wrong. I thought he stayed out. But, yeah, he's dropped Alan.
Alan's had a mistake.
Ooh,
Alan's had a big mistake. Let's get a Goodyear Autocare Warana replay, ladies and gentlemen. Dean, talk us through this one.
Oh, he's already off track. He's hit the wall there on the left-hand side of the car, and this could be steering damage. Oh, and right. He's bumped from wall to wall, and this could be steering damage. Oh, yeah, it's definitely steering damage there. He's pulling it over. Are you going to retire the car there, or is he going to keep coming around? I think he might be coming back around, coming down the hill. He's just waiting for everyone to go by. So, look, big moment for Troy. Jono's picked up the advantage there, and you know, he had his other teammate Mark Turner potentially do some damage to his car earlier. He's done it really well.
He's done it in the cutting by the looks of it. He's run wide in the cutting. He's overshot it on the brakes in the cutting by the looks of it, and has taken out the whole right side of the car. That's the only place he could have done it, because the whole right side of the car is bent in. And there's big steering damage to Troy Allen's car. Big damage.
That's not done, unfortunately, I think, for Troy. So he's got to the 75% race distance, though, which is crucial. That's the point where we hand out championship points. You need to complete 75% of the race distance. So, you know, he's got there on lap 35 and 41. So he'll at least bank some points there tonight.
And Kelly all over the back of Stephen Banks now. Oh, no, sorry, my apologies. That's Scotty Barton all over the back of Stephen Martin. We had a battle between the Century Motorsport and the Goodyear Autocare Warana car. That was between Banks and Kelly. Now there's another battle between the Century Motorsport and the Goodyear Autocare Warana esports car, and that's between Martin and Barton, the two ends. You got to crack a joke at some point throughout the race, Dean.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. So, yeah, this is the ins, the Martins and the Bartons.
Big slide through the dipper. Big slide through the dipper.
We've got a fairly spread out field now, don't we, Matty? So we've got these little pockets of activity going on.
There is little pockets everywhere. You've got Turner, Siren, and Pennefather battling it out. You got Good and Gaffer. Now you got Martin and Barton. And that's it. The rest of everybody else has sorted themselves out. Jonathan Bain's all on his lonesome. Jamie Davis is now on the run back to Simon Valor. He's down to 2.6 seconds. And Bain's actually opening up a gap on his teammate Turner. So Bain's just going to run the lonesome to the end of this race, as Turner's going to have to duke it out with Siren and Pennefather.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to figure out whether Turner's been able to get that damage fixed on his car. Otherwise, he could be sitting there for the taking from Ben Siren. So, but, you know, Jono's just he's kept it clean, and he did give away the position there early in the race, but he's got it back down, and it looks like he's going to cement that spot. And I hope he does through safety, so he's fitting the podium position tonight.
Oh, he's been fitting over podium position all season. He's been a consistent driver all season long, that man there. And there's no better time to claim a podium and your first podium for the season than at Mt Panorama Bathurst for the final round of a 12-week season. 11 weeks, 13 races have all led to this big moment, ladies and gentlemen. And it's Jamie Davis's to lose right now. As we're on screen now with Pennefather as he's chasing down Benny Siren as they go through the dipper. And Pennefather's putting enough pressure on Siren that it's allowing Mark Turner to skip away. Through the elbow they go, down the Conrod straight, a big, long, fast straight. They go around Will Yesberg by the looks of it. Retirees for the race, Bruce Tannick, Robert Broad, Timmy Mulford, Stead Miller is in the pits. Can he get the move done now though? Has a look up the inside, throws it up there hard, Pennefather. Goes up the inside of Siren, gets the move done nice and clean. Can Siren fight back into Murray's? Doesn't have enough run.
Really nice move. Really
Textbook.
nice move. Yep, just shot it out there from behind him and took the inside line there down into the chase. That's textbooks, mate.
At the rate these guys are going, ladies and gentlemen, we might be able to go nearly the 41 laps, or even close to it. We may be able to get 40. The way that it's going. They're lapping in the 205s at the front of the pack. 205.91 to Vela, Jamie Davis 205.89 as we watch the replay of Pennefather go around Simon down in the Caltex chase. Jamie Davis now chasing down, or should I say still chasing down Simon Vela. He's been doing that all race long. Look at that chopper cam, ladies and gentlemen, with the sunset over Mount Panorama in the virtual world.
Yeah,
into the forest elbow they come one more time.
These two cars at the front, you know, they're squeaky clean as well. Maybe they've kept it out of drama all night. I think Simon Vela would have been praying that a couple of the other guys that started on the front row of the grid were going to give Jamie a really hard time tonight, but you know, he's managed to slip into second spot and really just be so smooth and consistent and exactly what he needs to do tonight.
Yeah, JD's run a very, very clean race. So Simon Vela. Simon Vela knows he had it all to lose on the line and had a lot to lose. If he ran out of the race, you never know what could happen. We saw Dylan run, Rian Linage crash out, and Rainer Costello as well. I mean, Rainer Costello wasn't in championship contention on Tuesday night, but nevertheless, the three of those drivers unfortunately retired early, or two of them retired early. Costello was able to make it to the end, but you saw the championship leader, Dylan Rudd and Leonage, was in second position. They both crashed out early, so you never know what's going to happen in the race. And JD had to play it clean, and he knew he had to just run a smooth race. But Simon Vela also knew he had to bring it home in case something happened to JD, whether it be off the start line or across the top of the mountain. You don't know what can happen. It is Mount Panorama, and it can throw everything at you at all sorts of angles.
It just takes a brief lapse in concentration, and you hit one of those walls across the top, and it's game over.
Martin up the inside of Martin. He has a look. Can he throw it up the inside now to the chase? No. It was all over the back of Martin. He's been trying to get this move done now for at least the past 5 laps. And Barton can't find a way around Martin. He's surely got to be frustrated with this by now.
Yep, Steve's just positioned his car nicely there to deny Barton again. How much longer can he hold him out? These two are going to go right to the flag. We've got 9 minutes remaining in the race, so he hasn't got long to hold on, so he'll be backing himself in here to do the job. Buddy Barton, look, it's a fairly even run out of turn 1. It's not going to get done in the Griffins, that's for sure.
He's a little bit too far. He's only 0.2, but it's not far enough to have a dive into Griffins. You've got to be on the back bumper, but he's going to have a look anyway. He throws it up the inside. Barton with a big lunge up the inside of Griffins and can't get it done. Almost had it though.
He's been behind him for a couple of laps now, so maybe he's starting to point out where his weakest corners are and goes, right, I think I can be deeper on the brakes into whether it's turn 2, Forest Elbow, or down into the chase. He'll have his position on track now in mind where he thinks he can get the move done. So that's the benefit of just being patient enough to sit behind someone for a few laps, just work out where their weaknesses are.
Going to have to try and do that all over again and catch back up. He's 0.4 of a second away now. Tony Gafford, Brian Goodyear, and David Nash, Anthony Bismuth, the other two battles going around out on track tonight. Everyone else has sorted themselves out for the run home. This is going to be an inside. This is a little bit of, or should I say, it's not going to be. It is an inside. As Banks has Martin has a bit of a lockup. Too many Century Motorsports cars in the field tonight, but Martin has a lockup. This is giving Barton the run now down Conrod Straight. Barton runs to the outside. He's going to try and go around the outside in the King. He's got the good position for it to get the inside of the chase. What can Barton do? Can he get the move done finally? Around the outside it goes. Martin under brakes. Can he get it done? Pulls it up perfectly. Martin's going to try and force the move though again. No, he can't. That's move done for Barton finally. He finds himself now up in a 12th position.
That's a good move from Scotty. Got the run out of Forest Elbow critically there as Martin pinched the brake. And yep, did absolutely the right thing. Got his car on the outside for the King, but had the position there for the left-hander into the chase. So Steve couldn't defend him again like he did the previous lap.
Byron just pitted very, very briefly for a splash and dash to make it to the end. Lap 39 of 41, ladies and gentlemen. We might just go time certain on the very front bumper of Simon Vella. We're going to have to wait and see. We thought we weren't going to get there, but these guys are turning laps like they are going out of fashion, and they're doing it in style. 206.15 to Simon Vella. Jamie Davis, 206.46. Jamie Davis now just running it home. He's not going to try and force the move on Vella. He's going to wait for Vella to make the wrong move. There they are coming down into Murray's now to start lap 40.
Look at the
2
car.
laps to go.
You know, big credit to these guys tonight as well, Matty. You know, we've had a tight window to fit the race in, and they've kept it safety car free as Simon runs a little wide into turn 1 with 2 to go. Mate, they've kept it safety car free, which has given us the best chance of getting this to go full race distance. So huge credit to the drivers tonight who turned up and be able to put on such a good show.
Yeah, full credit to all 28 of our drivers. Unfortunately, there's been a few retirees this race, but that is Bathurst, that is racing. And JD is closing down the gap to 1.6. Anthony Visma with a bit of front end damage now on. He's got the pressure from Stefan Lawrence now as they come up into the cutting. They're just in front of Simon Valerie. So traffic's going to play a little bit of a part here by the looks of it, Dean. This might allow Jamie Davis to close the gap just that little bit more to get the toe off Simon Vella and make a run on the final lap.
Yep, Simon will be praying that these guys get out of his way coming down Conrod Straight or back up Mountain Straight. And, you know, the last thing you want to do is get up behind these guys going across the top of the mountain, because that'll invite Jamie right onto the back bumper. And we could be going down to the last lap. And if he gets onto the back bumper before Conrod, then we can expect all sorts of fireworks to go on into the chase on the final lap, Matty.
Blazing orange sun going across the top of the mountain now. That's going to be playing effect of the drivers as they come up into the cutting. But blue flags will start to be shown.
Yeah. Just
Blue
clarification.
flags have been shown for the drivers. Bismarck and Lawrence must slow down when Vella starts to really approach him. These two are going to have one last battle before Vella catches right up on the back bumper. Now they've got to yield. Lawrence yields. What's Bismarck going to do? He's going to try and run away from Lawrence a little bit. Lawrence goes another lap down. Lawrence goes into the pits.
No, just letting him go.
No, goes to the pit lane to allow Davis to go by. Last lap. The final lap, ladies and gentlemen, for the season 2 of the RSRA Super 2 E-Series. Jamie Davis 1.8 seconds down the road. Bisman now in the front of Vella. Vella's going to get the toe of Bisman and take him up the mountain straight. That's going to allow him to gap Davis a little bit more. Davis has now got 4 fingers on the trophy. 1 hand and 4 fingers on the trophy. He only needs to complete 3 quarters more of a lap, and he will be having both hands on it. A little bit of a squirm coming out from Griffins for Jamie Davis. Simon Vella now up into the cutting. He's led the whole entire race nearly. He's driven it perfectly. That doesn't have a single scratch on that Mustang. He's been fierce all season long. He's driven it superbly. He knows how to run on race pace. He knows how to qualify on the front row, and it's showing tonight.
Well, Davis has got out wide there and on 2 wheels onto the grass as he made the move around Visma at the same time. So just getting a word in our ear there that we've got two sectors to clear those blue flags and let those runners through. So Anthony Visma held on for quite a long while there, but both drivers have now passed. They're both through safely. So we're on the run down the Conrod Straight for the final time of the season. And these two have given us a great race tonight, Matty.
They certainly have for the final time. For this race and for the season, we see Mt Panorama's Conrod Straight. Under the Fuso sign, he comes into the kinks. Simon Vella is going to be coming home to take race victory. 2 more corners to go. It's all his to lose. Jamie Davis is going to try and throw everything he's got at it. But he's not quick enough to take down Simon Vella. Into Murray's corner, the approach. Simon Vella is going to bring it home for the 41 laps for the Goodyear Autocare Warana Bathurst 250, and he takes victory. Jamie Davis comes across in second position and secures the championship for season 2. A race winner and a championship winner.
It's showing one to go.
1 to go. It's 42 laps now. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. We thought it was final lap to go, but obviously it's gone time certain now under the time. So 1 lap to go. There we go. We don't know what's happened here. We thought it was the final lap. It was meant to be 41. It's now 42. We apologise.
41. But anyway,
Anyway, we'll start that again. We'll replay that. We can get that all in a replay for the vocals, JP. That'd be absolutely amazing. No, it's Simon Vella, though, Dean, has driven a superb race.
Matty has. They both has, Matty, and yeah, it's fitting that we got these two guys at the front of this race for the final race of the season. They've been the 2 championship combatants. They're still going at it, so they're still fully under race.
Jamie Davis is close right up now, being the final lap. He's only 0.6 of a second away as they come through Sky. Big lock up though by Vella.
This could also be a fuel issue as well, because like you said, we expected this to go 41 laps, but it's going to go to time instead. We got more than what we bargained for, Matty.
We did 1 extra lap, ladies and gentlemen. How about that? Down Conrod Straight they run. Jamie Davis's last chance to get the toe and get right onto the back bumper of Vella. Doesn't look like he's going to get close enough, though, to have a run into Murray's. We know he's a strong braker, though. Where can he come up to him here? Under brakes they go. The gap stays at 0.6. Through the chase, Caltex chase they come. Now the approach to Murray's for the final time. Jamie Davis not close enough. He did manage to close the gap up to 0.4 of a second, though.
Yeah, what a great drive.
Simon Vella is your race winner for season of the Goodyear Autocare Warana Bathurst 250, and Jamie Davis is your championship winner for season 2 of the RSRA Super 2 E-Series, and they go side by side to congratulate one another, and that's a photo opportunity that's going to be going straight to the pool room.
Mate, they've been at it all season. They've been 2 fierce competitors on track, and a good little moment there where they both acknowledged that hey, you were my equal for this season. Jamie got the championship, and Simon took a magnificent race victory to finish out the season. And two guys that are going to make waves next season in the Super Series, no doubt as well, Matty.
No doubt at all. And Jonathan Bain comes across in 3rd position. 37.8 seconds behind these 2 leaders, ladies and gentlemen, and what a gap they have pulled on the field. 15 drivers finishing up on the lead lap. Mark Turner, unfortunately, had to come to the pit early, so he's going to cop a 3-place penalty by the looks of it, because he's jumped into the pits nice and early, so he may have ran out of fuel nice and early.
Yeah. So we got, I don't know, are you just in our ears, JP? I think, yeah, we might be making a lodgement to race control there, because the servers we're hearing basically have changed the formation or the finishing conditions of the race to go time certain instead of to a lap count. So, yeah, these guys look like they're going to do enough to get around. They've got the big downhill stretch to get home, so they can do it on the clutch for the rest of the way. But if there's anyone caught out by that, yeah, they might get a bit of leniency tonight, we're hearing.
They will be getting a bit of leniency tonight, I think, and it's a good point that that JP did make and you made there, Dean. It'd be going for one lap extra. The boys weren't planning on that, regardless of fuel. And I don't think you'd be paying much attention to time certainty either. So unfortunately, iRacing have bent us over in kind terms, bent us over yet again, and there's not screw the race up, but decided to play havoc with the drivers. So, but nevertheless, all eyes at the moment on Simon Vella, our race winner, and then our championship winner somewhere on the track. I think he's already gone past Simon Vella. Jamie Davis will be speaking to those two in the booth, and Jonathan Bain, that man right there, takes out his first. That's right, his first podium of the season, and that's going to be a nice booster for him leading into pre-qualifying, which is going to be happening very, very shortly over the next up-and-coming weeks. But Simon Vella making his way down Conrod Straight slowly. He'll be very, very low on fuel, I'm tipping, Dean. I think that's why Jamie Davis was able to catch up a little bit, because Simon Vella had to play a little bit of our fuel strategy.
Yeah, and we've seen Jamie be 2 seconds longer in the pit stop as well. So maybe potentially Simon's taken the gamble and going.
Yeah, by the looks of it, he has taken the gamble because he's straight in the pit lane. So
yeah, no fuel left for burnouts.
No fuel, unfortunately, for burnouts. Simon Vella, 4 races this season to that man. And what a strong performance by that guy. I think there was 3 on the trot for him at one stage. And there it is. There's Jamie Davis on the front straight. Our championship winner.
Oh, he's
lighting up the tyres. Is that a little bit of damage from the burnout, or is that damage from across the top of the mountain? We don't know, but he's absolutely torching the Dunlop tyres. He's fueled up for this moment. He's bumping the wall left, right, and centre. He doesn't care. There goes the motor.
Yeah.
There goes the motor by Jamie Davis. Let's go unofficial results, ladies and gentlemen. Now that's over. Well deserved by Jamie Davis. 1 win. That's right. You heard right. 1 win to Jamie Davis all season long. And he's taking out first in the championship points. That just goes to show how consistent you have to be able to take out the championship round. As the drivers start to join us, let's get to some other official results, ladies and gentlemen. Get them up on your screen and find out where everybody finished. It's almost a Ford lockout in the top 10. The only holding there, Jonathan Bain. Simon Vella, Jamie Davis, and Jonathan Bain taking out your podium there, ladies and gentlemen. Justin Pennefather, Robbie Bradbury, Brian Good, Tony Gaffer, Adam Moore, Cole Zink, Benny Siren, rounding out your top 10. Over the next page, we've got Scotty Barton, Stephen Martin, Jason Schooler, David Nash, Peter Kelly, Mark Turner. Peter Kelly's the final car to finish on the lead lap. Then it goes to Mark Turner. I believe he may have finished on the lead lap as well, but unfortunately may have had to come into the pits early thinking it was a 41-lap race, not a 42-lap race. Stephen Banks, Stephen Lawrence, Anthony Visbart, Nathan Clive, rounding out your top 20 there, ladies and gentlemen. As the final driver, Jamie Davis, joins us in the booth. Tommy Fossey, Will Yesberg, Andrew Johnson, Troy Allen, Stead Miller, Timmy Mulford, Robert Brewer, Bruce Tannick, finishing off the field. And obviously Craig Schultz, our safety car driver in the Porsche safety car there. Didn't get a lap in tonight. A couple drivers was able to keep it clean off the road and allow them to tow without playing too much havoc or wreaking too much havoc on the driver's side. We were able to go green flags. For Bathurst, that is extremely, extremely rare to do, as we now have race control as well join us in the booth as well. So we'll get over to some driver interviews now for you, ladies and gentlemen, and start to find out what is going through their minds as they were going around the famous Mount Panorama circuit for 41 laps. And Jonathan Bain will bring you in on this one, mate. Big congratulations on your first podium for the series, and for having quite a lonely race, I should say.
Yep, and the busiest laps I had were between two teammates that are normally painful to race with because they're very quick.
Right. You held your ground strong against Allen and Turner there, and then unfortunately something happened to Allen as he came into the cutting by the looks of it. That cemented your spot into third quite nicely there. Was it a matter of just running with the boys there, third, fourth, and fifth, and just try and make it to the end?
Yeah, I'd gone long on my fuel, so I actually had a mistake in the second pit stop. It did tyres and fuel separate, so that's why I came out in amongst them. And no, I was trying to get past him. I just couldn't quite get there kindly. So yeah, we battled it out. But yeah, that's a hard thing to do that many laps solo with nothing to pace myself. Is just a time trial.
Mate, we thought you'd be pretty lonely out there, and it's I was saying to Dean here, it's you must have been a lonesome man out there, but nevertheless, mate, you've secured yourself your first podium. You got to be happy with that.
Oh, absolutely stoked. Just been there or thereabouts a few times this season, and one thing or another's ruined it or been a cruel ending. So no, it's really good to get it done and be the best of the rest, because those other two fellas were just out of here.
Well, Dean made mention you came extremely close one round, and that was obviously the super sprint, placing yourself in fourth position, only missing out by a couple points. And then to come back at the end of the season to cement yourself on the podium and quite nicely here as well. It's going to give you a big morale booster leading into pre-qualifying for next season, season 3.
Oh, definitely. Like, I love the V8. I've done this car the most. It's just trying to get the real world time to put towards it. And it's just sort of, it's all come together at the end of the season with some help from the team. Like, that's been fantastic in the background, the boys helping. And yeah, it's just great to get it done for the team, the sponsors, and, you know, the help from the missus as well. Just having the engineer here to walk in every now and then, calm me down, turn me fan on. Yeah, it's been great.
You'd be lost without it, wouldn't you? Listen, stick around. There's a couple more questions fire your way, obviously. And a few sponsor thanks as well to come your way. On to the second place finisher now, ladies and gentlemen, Jamie Davis. He started off on pole, took out our top 10 shootout quite comfortably. No man could come near him towards the end, and he ended up blitzing the field by 0.4 of a second on last night in the shootout. Mate, congratulations on second position. Didn't put up too much of a fight with Simon Vella, but definitely didn't make it easy for him.
Thanks for that, Matty. Just once I made a couple of mistakes at the start. I was playing around with the bars, had no practice time before jumping in, so I was just playing around with the bars, and unfortunately, once I got them right, Valla was just a bit too far away.
Mate, you gave a good lunge down in towards the pit stops, and you unfortunately just made a slight error coming into the Forest elbow. Describe what happened there.
Just overcooked it a little bit in pits. Just done a Jamie Wink up, but not as far. And Forest elbow, just as soon as I plucked first gear, the rears just stopped on me. So just trying to save it from the wall there, and then there was really no catching Valour after that.
Mate, obviously championship points pending. But it's pretty clear that you are the championship winner. We'll get to that very, very shortly. But that would have been playing on your mind all race.
The first couple of laps I was had a game plan and stuff, and then it was just smooth sailing after that. It was just focusing on trying to keep the car off the wall, even though I hit it half a dozen times anyway. But just had a plan and stuck to it.
Clean race for you though, 0X?
Nah, not at all. I ran wide twice at the chase.
Oh no, the 5 bonus points goes astray. We'll have to see what Simon Vella does about this one. Look, stick around, mate. Obviously, you know the drill that happens up in the booth. We'll get back to you very, very shortly, and we'll go to our race winner now, ladies and gentlemen, who cemented himself very well in the winning circle in victory lane, and that is the 393 from the Century Motorsports team, Simon Vella. Believe it's your 4th or 5th win this season, mate. Not too shabby to bring it, finish it off at Bathurst, though.
Yeah, it was tough, but it was good. But first off, congratulations to Jamie for the championship. You've done an awesome job all season.
Mate, going into the race thought now, you knew that you had to get ahead of JD and try and put as much pace on him. Obviously, the thought in the back of the head was he needs to have something bad to happen. What were your thoughts going around the mountain tonight?
My thought was, in particular, the first stint was try and get in front of him, and then just like keep that carrot out in front of him and hope he goes for it and pushes and fences it. But I'm sure he's too smart for that. So that was my main plan.
You guys had a good duel pretty much all race long until a slight mistake by JD in the Forest Elbow, and you were able to skip out to a 3-second lead. Once he was out of that toe of yours, though, and Dean made good mention of this as well. Once he was out of the toe, you were able to hold your ground quite nicely.
Yeah, I was just looking after the tyres, hoping for a clean race, and fuel as well, because with it being time certain, not laps, it threw a little spanner in the works there.
Mate, we did notice that towards the end, JD caught up quite viciously in the last lap there, and we were all cheering you on lap 41, thinking it's only a 41 lap race, but no, it went to a time certain race, and you guys went around for an extra lap, and it threw us commentators completely out of the works, and we had JP going, you got to pay attention, and we're thinking it's 41 laps, and it's 42 laps, and then we've seen JD catch up, and there was so much going on in the last lap, not just between you two, but the whole entire field. Everybody was getting mixed up with these fuel numbers.
Yeah, I was close to not making it on the in lap, and I was really worried about that because I'm thinking, geez, we got the race laps done, but we're quite short to get the in lap, but we just made it.
Well, I'll give you a little bit of insight. I think race control throw a little bit of leniency to the drivers' way tonight, and for tonight only, mind you, for the rest of the drivers that are watching into the broadcast, because we didn't expect to be going time certain, and that's obviously iRacing's fault. But nevertheless, mate, you brought it home in the number 1 position for season 2, for the final race of season 2, should I say, and cementing yourself on the top 3 steps to see yourself getting promoted into the Super Series next year, next season. You got to be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, very excited for that.
All right, and we'll get to some unofficial championship points here, ladies and gentlemen, for you. Now that we've wrapped up with a couple questions to the drivers, just an also inside note, Jonathan Bain, congratulations, mate, for a 0 incident race. Tony Gaffer and Tommy Foster were the only ones with 0 incidences as well.
Cheers.
Let's do the DSL Welding Triple Crown Championship, ladies and gentlemen. Find out what happened, because we know it was close. We know it was very, very close. But Simon Vella secures it by 10 points over Jamie Davis. So even though Simon Vella didn't get the main championship, he's got himself a Triple Crown Championship and a trophy to take home. So congratulations on that one, mate. Jamie Davis in 2nd position. Brian Good taking out 3rd position for the Triple Crown. Awesome feat by that. Jonathan Bain just missing out, going tied 3rd. And obviously that goes back to the where they were in the race finishes, I believe, JP. Yeah, it goes to count back. So Jonathan Bain just missing out on 3rd position there. Stephen Martin, Tony Gaffer, Colesing, Adam Moore, Justin Pennefather, Robbie Bradbury rounding out your top 10. And the messages start flowing in for Jonathan Bain now through the Discords and the messenger for a good 3rd position and well-earned one. David Nash, Benny Siren, Mark Turner, Scotty Barton, Tommy Foster, Will Yesberg, Nathan Clive, Stephen Banks, Andrew Johnson, Troy Allen rounding out your top 20. And that's an awesome finish there for Andrew Johnson in 19th position. Jason Schuler, Stephen Lawrence, Peter Kelly, Anthony Visma, Hayden Smith, Daniel Schultz, Alex Schuler, Bruce Tanik, Scotty Short, Stead Miller rounding out your top 30 there, ladies and gentlemen. And we've got 39 drivers all up. Blair Van Reed, Timmy Mulford, Craig Casper, John Nicolaev, Gary Crittenden, Robert Brewer, David Leslie, Darren Robb, and Craig Gurry make out the Triple Crown Championship field. And we'll get some a quick chat in with Simon Vella, mate. I actually thought it was a little bit closer than that between you and JD, but I was proven wrong just then. 10 points to the victor, mate. Well done.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. It's good, something good to take out for the season. Got a few wins. Yeah, bring on next season.
Mate, you've definitely cemented yourself with the as a Triple Crown contender and a championship contender. What's that going to mean for you going into next season?
Consistency. I struggled too much with consistency this season. Like when you finished in 25th, like I think 3 races, I've finished 25th. You're not going to be able to do much for a championship there.
Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Consistency is key, and that obviously has been proven to you by Jamie Davis, who only won one race this season, mind you, and that just goes to show how consistent you've got to be in the races to be able to be competitive for the championship. Now, the big one we've all been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. P1, P2, and P3 in the championship get automatic promotion into the main game next season. And they're the points. Jamie Davis steals the show by 79 points over Simon Vella, and then it is a further 30 points back to his teammate Robbie Bradbury there. So Jamie Davis, Simon Vella, Robbie Bradbury, you guys are going to the main game next season, and it's been a well-earned one as well. Simon Vella, you fought back with that championship incredibly well. Tony Gaffer, Adam Moore, Zink, Jonathan Bain finds himself in 7th position, finishing there. Stephen Martin, David Nash, and Scotty Barton, and Tony Gaffer only missing out by 70 points there to the for a instant promotion to the main game. Justin Pennefather, Mark Turner, Benny Siren, Troy Allen, Stephen Banks, Alex Schuler, Tommy Fossen, Brian Good, Jason Schooler, and Peter Kelly rounding out your top 20. Andrew Johnson finishing in 21st position. That's his highest finish as well for a main championship. So not only does he get a triple crown, he gets a high finish in the main championship as well. So an awesome drive this season by that man there. Will Yersberg, Daniel Schultz, Nathan Clive, Brad Miller, Stephen Lawrence, Timmy Mulford with a bit of bad luck this season. Same with Bruce Tannick and Anthony Visma. We could have seen a lot more out of those 3 drivers, and Hayden Smith finishing up in 30th position there. Craig Gurry, Blair Van Reed, Craig Casper, Scotty Short, Gary Crittenden, David Leslie, John Nicolao, Darren Robin, Robert Brewer, and those drivers obviously being that far down. We haven't seen that much of them this season. It would have been nice to see the talents of those drivers at the bottom of the list there. Especially one Blair Van Ree. We know he was getting his groove in, and then all of a sudden his real life commitments has taken over. But ladies and gentlemen, your championship winner, Jamie Davis, by quite a significant margin. Congratulations there, mate.
Thank you very much, matey.
Mate, we've been talking all night. You came into the top 10 shootout last night with one hand firm on the trophy. And as the laps ticked over, just slowly but surely, one finger each lap was almost going on the thing. Once the final pit stop's completed, you would have been thinking it's just a home sweet home now, but it's Mt Panorama. Anything can happen.
Yeah, that's it. Anything can happen. I was actually trying hard not to throw it away in those last 5 laps, because when they gave me that sniff and I was catching a little bit, it kind of put the racing driver's helmet on and everything else went out the window.
Mate, going into next season, obviously, you've got a target on your back for not only Valor and Bradbury, but you're a championship winner for the Super 2. That's going to paint a bit of a target on your back for the Super Series drivers. Going to be feel a little bit threatened by them?
Oh, definitely they won't make it easy at all next season, but yeah, just plan is, buddy. Sorry about that. Just keep
that's all right.
Keep it clean and consistent like this season.
It wasn't bad as Bruce Tannick slip up last night. Let's put it that way. But that's a story for another night and another conversation. Simon, P2 in the championship, P1 for the Triple Crown. There's no other words but to say you're pretty happy.
Yeah, wrapped. Very, very happy. I would have been happy to get a couple of wins, and if I thought I was going to get 5 this season, I'm very happy.
And unfortunately, if you're able to get your teammate Robbie Bradbury up, it'd be nice to ask him just a quick couple of questions about his championship season as well. So if you can send him a message, that'd be awesome to ask him a few questions, and we'll get him up. But we've got one more person sitting in the booth with us as well, ladies and gentlemen, and that's the man from Race Control, Toddy May. Mate, I haven't spoken much to you this season, but you've been incredibly busy, that's for sure.
Yeah, man, it's just been one of those really busy seasons, especially with the development series. You've got a lot of guys that are green that have just got their licenses to race supercars and want to step it up and race a lot of guys. So we've been very busy in race control and just getting everybody to race very cleanly. And we're very, very happy in race control with how tonight ran. No safety cars. We only had one penalty that we had to rule on, so it was very good to just sit back, watch, and let everyone race hard and fair, and yeah, it was very satisfying.
That's another very good point to make as well, Dean. No safety car, but only the one penalty. So that just goes to show, ladies and gentlemen, as well, how clean these drivers were tonight. Robbie, Bradbury, Toddy, I'll get back to you, mate, and give a big shout out to you guys in race control. But Robbie Bradbury's just joined us in the booth, mate. Welcome back to the booth. Third position for the championship. I'm not sure if you were announced or Simon or your teammates have told you, but third position in the championship, automatic promotion into the main game next season. You've got to be happy.
Yeah, mate, over the moon with that. That's yeah, fantastic.
Mate,
You're right.
sorry, keep going, mate.
No, you're right. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, to get third, tell for everybody sitting at home and for us here, what's the little trick to obviously hold off third position, and people firing towards you and to be able to get the promotion to next season?
The biggest key to my season was just consistency. It was just kept aiming for top 10 finishes, and hopefully the rest would take care of itself. But just couldn't match Simon and Jamie in the end. But full credit to them, and yeah, next season here we come.
Well, congratulations either way. Stick around because we'll get you to obviously throw out some sponsors as well. There might be a couple personal ones there. We know you and Simon are in the same team, but there might be a couple ones that you got personally. Back to the race control, boys. We'll try and wrap this up quickly as well for you, ladies and gentlemen. But obviously, Toddy, mate, this whole series isn't possible without obviously the likes of JP being able to stream it and putting it all together, getting all the sponsors and that together. But you guys in race control, you allow these drivers to race super hard and super clean at the same time, by it sounds harsh, by punishing them with all these penalties, but only by punishing them is going to make them a better driver at the end of the day. So a big thank you to you and everybody else in race control. Craig Schultz, our safety car driver, and the rest of the team that's doing a superb job.
Yeah, 100%. Like, it's just not me that gives up my time in race control. We've got Cheryl, who does our admin stuff, so takes down all the notes and makes sure everyone's in check. We've got Brad in there that helps us, and we've got Craig as well. And we had Simon jumping for tonight. It's not the easiest job to have in the world because unfortunately the last thing we want to do is hand out penalties and remove blokes from racing door to door against somebody, because that's what they're here to do. They're here to race, and they're not here to be driving down pit lane on the pit lane speed limiter every couple of moments. So the last thing we want to do is hand out penalties, but we love seeing guys go to door and sort it out on track. And look, if anyone is watching and wants to jump in, guys, jump in, have fun, meet new people, go racing. You don't need to have your D license for supercars to go racing in it. You can race in any license, but it's all about learning, guys. And like, we got the three guys stepping up from Super 2 to the main game for next season. They're going to give these main game guys a run for their money. So anything is possible. And yeah, man, we're just here to make sure everyone has fun, but it's also fair. It's just not taking cheap shots at people. So that's what we just got to pull into line. But man, we're so happy how the season's run, and yeah, looking forward to the next one.
Man, you'd be bloody wrapped with how tonight ran as well, with only the one penalty. I think that's the best race you guys have had in the booth all season. But nevertheless, mate, thank you very much for the time that you put into it, and obviously Jonathan Bain, our chief steward for the Super Series, is obviously in the booth tonight as well, who took out third position. He knows everything that's got to go into race control, and he had his big spill on Tuesday night. And what a man that is for taking out his time not only to do race control but to race as well on Wednesday night. So that man is very busy. Look, ladies and gentlemen, it's get into some sponsor thank yous, I suppose. That's wrapping us up for this season. We'll start off with the podium sitters, obviously Jonathan Bain, and then Simon Vella, Jamie Davis, and Robbie Bradbury will round us out. But Bain, take us out with a couple sponsors, mate, and then we'll head over to Bradbury as well, and then we'll go Vella, and then finish off with our championship winner, Davis.
No worries. Well, just for 2 seconds, I just wanted to also shout out to Bradbury and Tony Gaffer and Kyle Zink. The door-to-door racing I had with them all season was fantastic. So cheers, boys. There's a handful more, but that'll do. But yeah, sponsor-wise, Mad As Designs for the awesome paint jobs that he puts together for us. WP Concreting, Snap-on Tools, and Aussie Signs and Designs for looking after all of our real world sticker deals. So
Robbie, mate, you got the floor.
Yep. I just want to thank Lake Edge Hotel Units, Fluoron, C&J Technologies, Snap-on Tools, Orcs Oil, and our major sponsor, KFC.
I just had to laugh there. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, everybody in the booth. Just had David Nash having a chat with the boys on the Discord channel saying that he decided to try and get a head start, but iRacing didn't like it too much and sent him straight to pit lane. So had to have a bit of a giggle over that one. Simon Valor, mate, our second place sitter in the championship and tonight's race winner. You have the...
Obviously, the sponsors that Robbie has already said, so Fuchs Oil, KFC, and as I always say, don't forget your specials. Zinger Pizza Double Box, $14.95 for a limited time only.
Zinger boxes all round, Simon.
Yeah, I think it's Simon Valor's shout for the Zinger boxes, that's for sure. JD, mate, championship winner and a strong contender all season. Take us away and finish up with some sponsors, mate, before we decide to bring our director JP in from the SimShed broadcasting crew.
Yeah, huge thanks to AutoServe, who allows us to partner with Wins, High Tech Oils, Grip Clean, Wolfchester. My spotter Tyson Hamner, he done an awesome job all season. My housemate Josh, he stands over me seat every Wednesday night and watches. Yeah, my main supporters are tune in, Mum, Dad, thank you very much. Yeah, yourself, the commentators, JP, and all the competitors involved. And yeah, well done, Simon, on the dribble ground.
Well said, mate. Well said. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there's a very big thank you that has to go out to one very special person in this booth right now. And his name's JP. He is the director of the SimShed Broadcasting. He is also what we like to call our boss. He's screaming in our ear every Tuesday and Wednesday night and feeding us little bits of information about the race, what's happening off screen that you guys can't see and what we can't see. Remember, what you see is what we see. Now, JP, mate, without your dedication and hard work, week in, week out, day in, day out, all hours of the day, you work a full-time job as well as put this race together. And you do such a superb job, and we can't thank you enough. From everybody at home in the booth, from all the drivers across race control, mate, a sincere thank you for what you do to allow us in the booth to commentate and these drivers out on track.
Yeah, look, Matt, thanks very much. But at the end of the day, I'm just a very, very small cog in a big wheel. There are a lot of people now that go into making this series run and to making it do what it does. So no, I've got to also send a big shout out to everyone behind the scenes that helps out and gives of their time so freely. So we can put this on, get some quality racing going, and entertain people. So. No, that's the main thing.
The people behind the scenes there as well, ladies and gentlemen. For those that don't know, as JP said, you know, myself, I'm only a small cog amongst JP here, but you've got Sean McNamara, you've got Jonathan Bain, you've got Lassus Leonage, Craig Shields, Mark Duggan, Dean Reddit, Cheryl Bain. You know, they're part of the admin team there. They really help by doing everything on the side. And then you've got everyone else in race control, Todd May, and the rest of them, Simon Chadwick, who jumps in and helps out every now and then. When everybody comes together, this is what we bring you, and this is what you see on your screens, and it's not possible without all those guys, as well as all our sponsors as well, ladies and gentlemen. And there is many, many sponsors that do help get through what we have here, and that's Nationwide Technology Systems, Goodyear Autocare Warana, Racecraft Simulations, DSL Welding Services, Dragon RC, Devon Stove Design, Blue Stampede Labour Hire, FU Suicide, SDK Gaming, Track Cams 4 Gourmet, and the SimShed Broadcasting. And JP, coming next season, a few new sponsors I hear.
Actually, we don't have new sponsors coming next season. We've got some sponsors that have been with us for a while that are moving on, and I need to send a big shout out to the guys at Nationwide Technology Systems. They've been with us almost since we started doing this, but it's time for us to part ways, and I've got to thank them from the bottom of my heart for all of their support. But it'll be great to see sponsors such as Goodyear Autocare Warana coming back next season, and DSL Welding Services as well coming back next season. We've got Dragon RC coming back next season as well. So yeah, look, Should be some more great racing, and of course we're looking at raising the bar over the next 2 weeks. We're going to have our qualifying events. So for those of you who are new to the series and don't know, we run a pre-qualifying event. So we have 3 nights with 3 tracks where every driver is going to have to compete on. Well, every driver apart from the top 5 in the main game and the top 3 in the Super2 E-Series. They're going to have to compete, and they're going to have to do 8 consecutive clean laps. Then we'll take their average of those laps, and that will determine whether they start in the main game or the Super 2 series. And that's what, I guess that's what's been able to deliver such close racing all season long.
Now, obviously, JP, we're looking at next season. I mentioned that we've got Bathurst on the 12th of December. That's going to be our final race, the big Bathurst 1000. We've got the Super Series and the Super 2 Series drivers coming together for that one, teaming up and going to be sending it around Bathurst for the big 1,000 kilometers. Now, how big of a season are we looking at next season?
Look, as far as races are concerned, we're actually going to be having an 11 race season, but it's probably going to be better again than what we've seen this season. The races are going to be longer. They're going to be more exciting. We're going to be throwing more challenges at the drivers. And of course, at the end of the season, they're going to have to be running a 161 lap race around this fantastic, iconic track. So that, above all, I'm really looking forward to.
Zach Cabin, Chris Kisby, and myself, Matt Davis, will be bringing you all the action for that 1,000, ladies and gentlemen. And obviously, Dean Reddit joining myself for next season in Super 2. Zach Cabin, Chris Kisby going to be taking out the Tuesday main game for that one. And we may be even getting a little bit of a time slot change as well, JP, for the Super 2 series.
Sorry. But that won't necessarily be happening this season. We might be looking at that for 2022. But we'll probably let people know what we're planning on doing for the 2022 when we get closer to the end of the next season. Because at the minute we're thinking of starting a 3rd series, but yeah, at this stage we're in the planning stages of it.
Well, there we are, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit of news leaked from behind the scenes by the man himself, our director, JP. Now, quickly to we obviously know Jonathan, Jamie Davis, Robbie Bradbury, Simon Vale get the promotion to the main game, but we've got 2 other races in here, ladies and gentlemen. That's Dean Reddit, Jonathan Bain. Those 2 fellas have to pre-qualify. Now, obviously, you boys know what the question is, Jonathan. A little bit nervous for the pre-qualification?
No, not really. I actually prefer this pre-qualifying system because my qualifying pace is usually my race pace. I just can't seem to find that extra 2 or 3 tenths that guys find to do a quali lap. But when it comes to doing consistent laps, I can just, once I find a rhythm, I bang them out. So yeah, no, I do enjoy it. Like I said earlier, I didn't have enough time to put towards the practice last time. I will this time, so we'll see what happens.
Dean, mate, now we know you're my co-commentator, but we know that you're a racer. You were a racer in the Super Series on Tuesday nights, and didn't get to really find out from you. Your thoughts on the pre-qualification system? What are your thoughts, mate?
It's the perfect system for deciding who races where. It's responsible for bringing everyone the action that we've seen on track this season. So it pips the opposition right. As someone that does a bit of studying in the form, I know that there was only 5 to 6 tenths that separated the top 46 drivers this season. So that goes to show that the top 5 guys that do come down into the Super 2 series quite often are on pace with the guys in at least the back half of the field on Super Series. So it's incredibly close, and yeah, it's a look. I've got aspirations to run in the Super Series again because I want to commentate as well. I've got a couple of things attached to it. So if I'm racing in Super 2, mate, you can feel free to dump as much crap on me as you want when I'm going around, but it's that close. And for the people get a snapshot, an idea for people at home that won't see it because it's not broadcasted. It's 8 laps, and you take your average lap pace from over 8 laps at 3 different tracks. So when you take that into consideration, and there's only 5 tenths separating 46 drivers, you
That's
soon
insane.
soon realize how difficult pre-qualifying is.
We all know how quick line lap pace can be, and that was shown tonight by Mark Turner. He did have the race pace as well at one stage before he came undone a little bit. But the 8 consecutive laps is what's going to be difficult, ladies and gentlemen. That's really going to separate, as the saying goes, the men from the women. Now, look, as we approach nearly 20 to 10 on your Thursday evening, we're going to be wrapping it up, I think, ladies and gentlemen. We've done the thanks. A quick shout out though to FU Suicidal. I made mention of it on Tuesday night. I'll make mention of it tonight as well. Obviously, it's Mental Health Month. It's Are You OK Day as well today. Mental Health Month as well. The Black Dog Institute doing mullets for mental health. And obviously the luscious locks on the back of my head have decided to grow a little bit longer this month. And at the end of this month, we're going to be shaving it off. But before we do shave it off, I have put a little bit of a thing out on Tuesday night. And I put a thing out, a little bit of a note out as well on the West Bremer radio station, Airways with Zach Caban this afternoon, as we spoke about Are You OK Day. And I'm putting out a pledge to raise $600 by midnight on Sunday night. And that's right, $600. We're at about $350 at the moment, so we're not too far away. But $600, and by Sunday midnight, and the mullet, just the mullet alone, not the top of the head, just the mullet, to stand it out even more, is going to be dyed a couple different colors: blue, purple, and pink. One for men's mental health, the purple obviously for the transition into the pink as well, so it's not conflicting. But the pink for women's mental health as well, because it's not just about men's mental health, it is also about the women's as well. So $600 by midnight Sunday night, and that will be happening. And JP will be getting a couple photos sent to him, progress shots as well, and he'll be posting those all over the SimShed Broadcasting and RSRA platforms for you lot all over the world to see. But enough rambling from me. We have finished up what has been 12 weeks and 14 rounds of racing. We have now 2-week break coming up for these drivers, or a 1 week for the drivers, 2 weeks breaks for the commentators here in the booth. And Dean, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to get that one because you've got to pre-qualify. But 2 weeks off for us commentators and the streaming of or the broadcast for the SimShed Broadcasting. But we'll be coming back to you on, I believe it was the 26th of September, JP.
Yeah, he was 28th, I think. Yeah,
I think it was 28th, actually. No, might have been the 28th. So the 26th, 28th of September, we will be coming back to you live and exclusive with Season 3 of the RSRA Super Series and Super 2 E-Series. So make sure you watch out on all the social media platforms to find out exactly what's going on. But for the meantime, live from Mount Panorama in Bathurst, New South Wales, for the final round, round 12 of race 14 for the RSRA Super 2 E-Series. It's been concluded. Jamie Davis, as our championship winner, Simon Vella took out the Triple Crown Championship. Those are the two victors on tonight's race, and they're going to be getting the Davis, Bradbury, and Vella get an instant promotion into the main game next season. What can they do? Tune in next season to find out. My name's Matt Davis. Joined with me by my co-commentator, Dean Reddit, our director, JP, and the podium. Good night.